What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. I apologize for the slight delay. I only did it because Angela was in here, so I had to. I don't know, man. Really, that's fucked up. Welcome to the den. If you're not familiar with the den is the best conversation on the internet. You may ask, why is the den the best conversation on the internet? You conceited asshole. Well, the reason why I feel like the den is the best the best conversation on the internet is because of all of you wonderful, amazing people, and I love getting chopping up with you guys so much. So I thank you for being here through notification issues and all. But let's see what we got joining us, and let's get into some good conversation. We're going to continue from earlier today. And we're going to see how it rocks out. D-Love, Coltrane, John from New York, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad all of you could join. Miss Bell, what's the motherfucking deal? Miss Jen, who was sharing some very interesting tales earlier. How are you this evening, ma'am? Sweet Bear, Eastside, what's the motherfucking Eastside, man? I got to hear your thoughts. I know we didn't get a chance to earlier. I know a couple people hit me said I was letting folks talk too long, so we'll follow the 10-minute rule tonight. 335 in the building, what's the motherfucking deal? Miss Angela, yeah, Angela. How are you this evening? Let me see. This nigga Professor Trill. If I wouldn't have actually said your name, I would have gave you a shout out. Goddamn you. Shout out to Professor Trill anyway. So, fucking asshole. Let me see. Yeah, well, y'all see. I'm telling you, y'all be on MLK, YouTube MLK. You know. I don't cross the tracks. I'm not welcome over there. You know, they run me off their side of the track, so I can't do it. But you know what? Fuck Trio, because the shirt actually gets lighter as it goes down. I'm racist because I called you Angela. Really? Wow. What are you trying to say? You trying to say that Angela's a white name? Is that what you're suggesting? I mean, we could kind of play that role because you got Lady Licious and, well. So, and Rising Zaxby's in the building. How are you, sir, this evening? Good to see you. Hope all is well. You know, ex-Texans fan, a.k.a. Rising Zaxby's. After, when I start taking phone calls, John, I will, yes, I said I was going to do it earlier, I forgot to. So I will put the picture up. So everybody can call John a racist because I know y'all want to. Angela will definitely be the first to call you a racist, so I'll be looking forward to that. But like I said, you know, here's the deal. And again, I apologize for the audio if you guys are hearing the vent. I had it off earlier, but it got too damn hot in here. I don't even. It was like 90 something. Seemed like today. I don't even know. It felt like it at least. And so, you know, I have to keep this shit on. It's just way too fucking hot. Something I want to talk about real quick. Joe Biden accused of yeah, and I'm hoping too, but you know, this is the Texas we're talking about, so you and I both know what's going to happen there, Mr. Phoenix. So they'll have one last straw. If that one last straw happens, I don't know what I do from there. I'm going to turn to a full-time Rockets channel, but. So Biden accused of some sexual harassment, right? So in this situation, are we going to believe all women? You know, because that would be very inappropriate to just say, you know, we should ignore her story. We should ignore, you know, what she has to say because that would not be the proper way. Make sure you're following on all the proper social media because, again, like I said, there are issues with the notifications going out. Make sure you're in the Den Discord also because I try to put up, or I try to at least put a little, I'm going to start trying to. I don't try to. I know it has a culture, the Discord has it where there's it automatically, but it's in a different text chat that it automatically lets you know when the videos pop up. But if you are not noticing it, then I'm going to start trying to put it in the main chat so that way it shows up so people can see it. Ed Honcho HTX on the Twitters, on the Gram, Facebook, Den Show Live. Make sure you're part of the Den Show Facebook group. Lots of good stuff going on there. There's a video I shared also of fucking Biden, and it's fucking hilarious, right? I think Biden got the Rona, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what I think Biden got the Rona, bro. because he's on, I think, who's on Cuomo show or something like that, and he's like, you know, I haven't been tested, so, you know, but I'm fine. I'm all by my. He starts coughing, doesn't cover his hand, and what's that? Well, you're supposed to cover your face. Well, you know, I'm here by myself, so I'm not. You know, it's all good. Any other time I would. And he's all forgetting shit. He called Donald Trump, yo, I shouldn't have said that. He's not acting very presidential. I shouldn't have said that. Like, I think he's saying like worse things in his head and not realizing the stuff that he said, you know, out loud. Maybe not isn't that bad. I really think Biden is on the brink. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of like you put him in the mail. Yeah, let's do that. It might be easier that way, Mr. Culture, if you don't mind. Man, I greatly appreciate that. So, you know, Ronald Isley and Sweetberry, Wise in the building. So, you know, like I said, I just saw that, and I'm telling y'all, you know, because let's not play the double standard game. Because if you're going to use a whole bunch of arguments about Trump and being old and talking crazy and doing all this other stuff, and then the guy that you're putting up as the nomination for the nomination, basically, it's not going to be Bernie unless Biden just clocks out. But then if Biden was to clock out, I guarantee Hillary jumps up out of nowhere, enters the race, and she's probably going to do it anyway. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But let's talk about what we were talking about earlier. And we were talking about prejudice. We were talking about... Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that'll work. So that way, you know, people at least will see it. I don't know. Is there a way to make it tag everyone when you post it up? If it's too much, don't worry about it. But if so, that way... You know, people can't say, "Oh, I didn't get the notification, Honcho. Why didn't I get told? Why didn't you tell me anything?" Because that way, you know, I posted early, maybe people can, you know, have time to decide that they're not going to show up. Oh, it does say, okay, cool, all right, bet. Oh, okay, cool, all right, I didn't know. I thought it was just hitting me. All right, bet that. So my thing is, you know, it's gonna be very interesting to see how everything pans out. Let me get these little things out of here. It's going to be very interesting to see how everything plays out, because all the same people who, again, weren't riding with Hillary. And I wonder if anybody who's going to do the same thing to Bernie bros when Bernie, you know, gets the shaft again, if anybody's going to jump ship and not vote for Biden because of that, because it's going to happen. Okay, you get a Discord. Oh, it's interesting. You get a Discord notification, Ashley, and you never say anything. These Gamma, what's the motherfucking deal? How are you? So let's talk about it. Like I said, we were talking about preference, pride, prejudice. Ashley is probably the most racist dater in the den. That's the conclusion that I came to. I might be a close second though, right? If we're going by the technicalities according to Trill. So my thing is, is it, you know, is there a difference? And I want to get some, you know, well, John dates interracial. Trill he said he has no preference. And even Ashley said, I think everybody who spoke today basically has dated outside their race. So so I won't say like we need some interracial, but I'm thinking, where's Misty when you need her, right? She fighting that Alabama Rona. So my thing is, I want to know, because like, you know, my thing is, yeah, it's black women, and so it's kind of a self thing. But I want to know from somebody who is anti their own race. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm trying to figure out, like, because there are people who are like that, right? There are people who refuse to date within their own race. They hate it. I've not known, but I've seen, you know, lots of black women say, you know, all niggas is this. Again, they pick terrible niggas and they blame all the niggas for it. Just with any woman who picks a lot of bad men and they blame men for it, but that's what they like, and then, you know, all of a sudden they don't realize they got shitty choices. Yeah, I'm pointing the finger at you ladies. And oh, you know, niggas shitty, they do this to me and they treat me like this and they treat me like that. Well, I don't know what you expect when you want to fuck with niggas that look like rappers, and you get upset that the rapper niggas want to fuck with women that look like rap video hoes. Like, I mean, what are you expecting? What do you think is going to happen? It's just kind of the natural order of things. But then you have a lot of good dudes who are willing to go out and do any and everything for you, and you just disavow them. They're too nice. Like, that's a thing. I don't think it's just a black thing. I don't think it's just a black woman thing. I think it's a woman thing across the board. But I mean, me personally, I've only heard black women say it. But there's such a thing as being too nice. It sounds like the dumbest shit I've ever heard, but there's a thing it's such as being too nice. Like, I've never heard a man say a woman is too nice to date. Like, never. See, that's why this is why I usually only wear black t-shirts. Because anytime I change it up just a little bit, I do something slightly different. We got jokes. Fuck y'all. I like this shirt. So here's my thing, right? Yeah, this is the thing though, right? See, thank you, Sweetberry, for being honest. You don't ever call in and say nothing, but at least you're honest when you steal people's pistachios and while you're in the chat. But this is the thing I've heard. I've heard more than once, and not just from hood females. I've heard it from regular square ass chicks too. Oh, he's just too nice. And I guess maybe that gives off a perception that, he won't defend her in a situation that gets dangerous or whatever, or he doesn't. Women like to be scared a little bit. You feel me? They like to have a little bit of fear. Heidi, how are you? Snow Rabbit. But Dre, what's the motherfucking deal, man?
Marsmead37 donated $1 through Super Chat. Ed is hating on Angela. He really admire Angela Shawty. Rise the funk up.
Appreciate the love, Angela. I'm scared because you're talking in third person. I am slightly fearful. Yes, exactly. So that's the thing. Like, I've heard women say that, like, they don't like guys that are too nice. They need a little bit of fear. But we're talking about preference, pride, prejudice, and mainly on the racial aspect of it. But I mean, there's so many other levels to it. So I mean, you can talk about size. Ashley said she doesn't like the big dudes. She said, she had bias. She said even though they were attractive, she wasn't keen on the big guys. You can talk about, I think with most women, socioeconomic status is definitely a bias. Let me see. What else? Which one do you love talking about? Man, do love. Let me see. What's another one? When we talk about size, when we talk about look, I have hair bias, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm 100% okay with that, because to me it has like a fucking deeper meaning, and I'm gonna be honest though, with my deeper meaning, it can go kind of both ways, but usually it's the good side. There's a small percentage of you run into a batshit crazy broad, and she will do very dangerous things to you. So you gotta kind of be careful. What the fuck? Why the frame dropping like crazy? We're doing real good. Now it's all doing some janky shit. So, there's that. Let me see. What else? And so again, like I say, but then again, like I said, we talked about, there's black women say they won't date black dudes who are super ghetto and all this other stuff, or they treat them like shit, so they go to the other side, or black men. All that. Like, you got a lot of black women who just hate black men for whatever reason, right? Whatever reason, they use terms like bullet bags, and I find it like fucked up but funny, right? There's black beef on black Twitter, so you got to be real careful. What is this shit fucking? And it's fucking dropping frames like crazy, man. It's real bad right now. Why? What is going on? I apologize if y'all are catching an unusually high level of jank, because it is extra janky right now. But I mean, there's really not much I can do about it at this time. So I apologize for that. So yeah, yeah, bullet bags, and some other terms, right? So again, I think there's a group of black women who aren't really around black men. They again, I think there's a lot of black people want to see other black people on TV too. So there's that whole thing. But like I said, I want to talk about preferences. I want to talk about is it prideful to have certain standards? You know what I'm saying? Is it wrong to say, hey, you know what? I really am not into this, and this is just a hard no for me. John mentioned, and I think Trill too, said, no tobacco, probably no smoking, no drugs, things of that nature. That's a turnoff, right? But the old saying goes, if she smokes, she pokes, right? Or am I the only person who's ever heard that? Did I make that up? No. But again, so we'll open up the line here in just a moment, and we will have the 10-minute rule in effect. Like I said, I got a message or two from some unhappy campers. Said they were trying to get in, they didn't get a chance to get in. So I'll make sure to follow protocol. Buck, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. What you say now? Like the 80s. Am I the only person that thinks like Roddy Ricch is a little overrated? Like, I think the little dude can rap. Because Prepaid had me listen to it. I listened to it, right? And I'm just like, I can't really get into it. But, god damn, this shit is still fucking dropping like crazy. I can't really get into it. I do like the little song in the box, but I only like the hook of the box. And he has some other songs where the little dude can rap, but it's just like, the voice, it bothers the shit out of me. It really does. It bugs me. Something about the way that he sounds, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It doesn't sound, rappers are supposed to sound like they're about to rob you or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's that's the one. And so I just like a little hook to it, but the rest of the song I could do without. But let me give me just a moment. Wow, this shit is crazy. It is dropping frames like crazy. What the fuck is going on? Again, if it's good on y'all's end, cool. If not, I apologize. It's like a 13% drop rate. That's terrible. I mean, that's really bad. But let's rock with it, man. Fuck it. Let's just make it do what it do. Hopefully it gets better. But that's that was like months ago. That was like months ago, Professor Trill. Like when Prepaid said it, so I checked it out. Man, what happened? Is it froze up? Is it out of there? Wow, we done? Terrible. Can y'all see me? I don't know what's going on. Because to me, it looks semi-fine. I really can't tell. Usually it'll say if it's disconnected or something. I don't see the little disconnected message. I may have to refresh. Man, look, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know what's going on though. It is terrible right now. I don't know what's going on. It's terrible. So we 3 deep right now. That is awful. We are back to the Kushtian days. So you guys want to sit here? You guys want to tell? I'll get some marshmallows. We can start a campfire, and we can make s'mores. We can tell ghost stories. I mean, if you guys are into that, I don't know. You guys like ghost stories? Tell ghost stories. Yeah, I don't, man. It's wow, that's crazy. This is crazy. The tube does not like the den. I tell you what. Yeah, that's the vent. Like I said, the vent's like literally like right here, and so when the air is on, it's acting crazy. Oh, just some agua, man. Just some old waters, some water. All right, let's see. Let's go for it, folks. Let's see what we got. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What it do, Honcho?
What's good? What's good, man? Is two Texas fan?
Not a lot, brother. Not a lot.
Okay.
How's it going with you?
Man, it is, man. It's hard being a fan of a particular team around this time. So, other than that, everything is good. That's the only bad thing that's going on in my life right now. So,
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that damn thing.
all right, I'm with it. That sounds good to me, man. Yeah, I got you, John. Let me know. Okay, so what's on your mind, man? So when it comes to dating, we've been talking about preference, pride, prejudice, and again, like so, when it comes to, it doesn't necessarily have to be interracial, but are there? Let's start with. I'll start with the question that I asked, some people earlier, and man, this shit is just. I'm highly disappointed. This shit is just so janky. Like, do you have a hard no on certain things? Like, what if you were to meet a woman for the first time? What instantly makes you give her a hard no as far as entertaining her company?
I would have to definitely say probably attitude.
Attitude.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what kind of attitude? I mean, like is a no go? Can she be a little sassy, or if she's just rude? I mean, if she's just outright, give you the cold show. I mean, like what about an attitude? Just say, okay, this ain't gonna work. This is just a no go.
Well, I ain't a kid no more, so of course everything's very particular nowadays. I used to be able to tolerate a lot more shit back then, but now, now like sassy, a little bit of sass is okay. Rude, nah, you can kick rocks. I ain't gonna deal with it. I ain't got time for that shit these days. And then, when a woman acts like she's just too good for everybody, that beyond stuck up type of shit. That's gotta go. Can't deal with it. Not gonna deal with it. Make a woman feel bad for that shit.
Is there a physical thing when it comes to dating that just makes you say no, or are you an equal opportunity employer?
That's a good way to say that shit. Equal opportunity employer. No, I would consider myself an equal opportunity employer because no matter what she portrays and everything, there's always going to be something physically that someone should be able to appreciate.
Okay. I can agree with that.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, there's all types of different things. And then, of course, if there's nothing physical and everything, then you can, look into the personality and everything. That shit may just jive with you really good. You never know, and it could help you broaden your horizons a little bit.
All right. So you say size is not a factor for you. What about tattoos or smoking or anything like that? Is that okay with you?
Don't mind smoking, and I admire good tattoos, and not just. I really don't know what I would hate about a tattoo. It would have to be just something stupid, and who knows, just something extremely prejudiced or extremely racist, which I don't ever recall ever seeing on a woman. Period. And now the size, yeah, there's a limit. Let's say that the vehicle, it's got a weight limit.
Oh, okay.
Now, it's just extremely ridiculous. Then, sorry, sweetheart. I mean, if you ain't gonna take care of yourself and everything, how you gonna help take care of me?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
When you let yourself go a little, it's just a little too far to ignore and everything. That's the case. Now, I ain't talking like thick or whatever. That's great. Just a little overweight and everything, but you can get the shit back together anytime or whatever. But you ain't really got to and everything. If you got personality and that shit rocks with you and everything and it's good, cool. Now, but if you just, if we got to take off the roof and everything to get you out the house, that's a little different, But then again, you're gonna have a hard time finding somebody anyway at that point.
Yeah, definitely going to be.
I hope they don't sound too mean and everything, but I'm just trying to be honest.
No, I mean, but this is what it's about. I mean, it's about your preference, and everybody has things that they like, and everybody has things that they don't like. So, to you, is race a factor in any form or fashion when it comes to dating?
No, not a bit.
Okay.
Almost the more exotic, the more, the more intriguing it may be. But personality means a lot, So if you, if you hard to be around, then it is what it is, sweetie.
Nothing wrong with that. What would you say? What would you say has been the most challenging encounter that you've had dealing with a member of the opposite sex?
What do you mean? About race or what?
No, just period. Just dealing with a woman. What has been the most problematic situation that you've had dealing with a woman?
The most problematic would definitely have to be in my view and from personal experience, I would have to say a woman with just how do I put this in the correct terms? Let's just say a not very good mother behind her. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Like a woman who has nothing but examples to see from a woman that's made just all kinds of terrible choices and just one of them women that just absolutely hates men type of thing. That's the most problematic that I've ever encountered. And I've encountered racial mothers. I've encountered, mothers that are extremely particular. Hell, I encountered one and everything that wanted to see my damn driver's license and check everything that had ever happened with me in my lifetime. But I would definitely say a woman with a mother that just has a absolute, just more like hatred towards men.
Yeah.
It may not have all been her fault and everything, but after knowing her for so many years and whatnot and everything, I would definitely say she played a role.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I've encountered a situation like that. There's probably still some mothers out there that don't like me, and I don't give too much of a shit about that. It's not my problem. But yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Well, because that woman's a constant influence type,
Mm-hmm.
No matter what's going on with your life and everything, she won't ever butt out. She's always going to give all that just condescending, just terrible ideas and just, constant hatred type of thing. And that's just poisonous for anything. You know what I mean?
So has there ever been like has religion ever played or spiritual belief ever played a role in your dating life?
No, I was I was raised Catholic, and Catholics or whatever, they don't really care what parents had to say. They just kind of go on and they do what they want to do, type of thing. But nah, I haven't really ran into that from anybody else. And if I ever did, it was considered more like a challenge. But I was just that kind of dog back then. I'm married nowadays and shit, so I can't do all that stuff now. But back then, nah, man, it was, that was just another mountain to climb right there and everything, and got around them.
All right.
I
got one last question for you then. So you say you're a married man. What did it take to get you off the market? What was it about the old lady that made you say this is the one?
I'm going to say right now that takes a lot of willpower, and I think it takes a realization of life, and a realization of morals, a realization of actual vows, and and what you actually feel. Because to these days, being married for all those years and everything and whatnot and everything, I've been tempted on numerous occasions, and just blatantly, and I've never slipped up. So I think what I attribute that to and everything is just knowledge, and I would also have to say, I think if you took care of all that craziness and everything early on in your years, before you ever decided to settle down and actually knew what you wanted, what you were looking for in a woman, and what you were really looking for in a relationship, and as far as a marriage is concerned, and the fact of having kids and having all those different responsibilities that you really feel, the true pull for. And then also, a realization as far as what's really out there. These days, I mean, affairs are easy. They're simple, and things are given up like no big deal. And maybe it's like the challenge is gone. I don't know. It doesn't really seem like something I'd be interested in anymore. And the fact that I really do care about everybody in my family, not just my wife, but also my children, and I wouldn't do anything to screw that up. Now, if I got divorced for something that I wouldn't cause and everything, then yes, I would be right back to 21-year-old days. You bet. There would be good days after that.
I can dig that.
You ever heard that song from Toby Keith?
I haven't really ever listened to much country.
That one, yeah. You don't have to hear a whole lot from him and everything. It's real simple. This one right here and everything, where he says, "I ain't as good as I once was."
Oh, that's
but I'm as good once as I ever was.
Yeah, I have heard that song. I didn't know that was Toby Keith. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a bet. That's a bet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's a bet.
I think that just explains it simply right there.
Yeah. That's actually, I really like this song. I catch myself singing that shit random. Don't even know where it came from. Ain't that a bitch? I'm singing shit all random. Don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's crazy. Okay. What you text, man? Like I say, we got the 10-minute rule. We're a little bit over, but I want to hear your thoughts on that. But I appreciate you calling in, man, and sharing your thoughts with us this evening.
That's a bet, Honcho. This has been your True Texan, man. I'll holler at you later.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Shout out to True Text, man. I like talking to True Text. Real cool dude. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Imperial Grand Wizard, Aryan Brother, John from New York.
This is John. Hold on. This is John right here. So for all of you who want to know what John looks like on the phone currently, this is John. How you doing this evening, John?
I am actually doing wonderful. I'm so happy that my face is on the screen right now. Everyone can print it out, use it as a fucking backdrop for your dartboard. Fucking, that's the face that you love. That's the face that you guys always lie on. Ooh. And you know what? Like, people have said it, like, people always lie on me and they'll say something I didn't say, And I thought about it recently. First of all, shout out to Prepaid Mike, because he put me on to Johnny Taylor when he started singing that Last $2 song.
Yeah.
And I went and I looked at it. Yeah, that's a phenomenal song. I love how he's singing the song about how the woman keeps changing the reasons why she needs $2. So it kind of shows you how like people manipulate people and stuff like that. And then he's kind of like, screw you, it's my last $2. One's going in the jukebox, and the other one thinks it's for the road or something. And then I started listening to other songs like in that genre. I started listening to other Johnny Taylor songs like Running Out of Lies, Soul
Professor
Heaven.
Trill donated $2 through Super Chat.
I don't know how to say his
John
name.
looking
Marvin
like Fitbull on that pic. Smiley face. Smiley face.
Marvin Cease, yeah, he had Mr. Jody, It's Not What You Do, It's How You Use, or something like that. It was an awesome song. And then I came across this song, which is, I'm like, this is my new Den anthem, which is, what's his name? I think Tyrone Davis.
Yes, Tyrone.
You Lied on Me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of the song. Yeah, from the album Relaxing with Tyrone. You don't lie on me. If you ain't reached out and touched me, you don't. I was like, that's my song for the Den. If you didn't hear me say it, if you didn't reach out and touch me, if your sister done lied on me, the Den folks done lied on me. So shout out to Prepaid Mike, because he led me down a road of wonderful, soulful songs that I downloaded into my phone. I'm blasting them driving from work into work. So shout out to Prepaid Mike for the Johnny Taylor tip, and that just steamrolled into my new Den anthem song.
Man, that was some classic right there.
But yes, Relaxing with Tyrone. Yeah, I a few bed wenches in the day. Let me tell you, Eastside, how nothing but beautiful melanated black goddesses in my bed. I don't deal with bed wenches. What you call it? I'm mad at you, Honcho.
Oh, what was that?
Because we had a conversation today for like 45 minutes, and like 4 or 5 times I explained to you that my issue was that people use the word preference and other terms like incorrectly to cover up their, whether it's on purpose or ignorantly, their racism, their sexism, their bigotry. And tonight, when you put the title up, you said, "Do you have a preference for skin tone?" Like trying to act like people are gonna call in and like make the same mistake. You gotta let them know, Hans. You gotta
that's the bait. You know, it's like, see, sometimes what I do sometimes with thumbnails and with the wording of certain things, it's like I won't say trolling, but I sometimes I like to set a trap. You know, I think the regulars, y'all are regulars, so y'all kind of know where I'm going with this. But sometimes to bait new people in who may just stumble across it or may be unfamiliar, I put things a certain way to hopefully, that it intrigues them. And, maybe they're just like, well, what's going on over here? And they may stumble in the den and then get caught up in the snare.
So would that qualify as Professor Trill would say, you a hoe ass N-word?
I do. I guess you could say I pull some hoe ass moves. If you feel if it's deceptive, I guess you could call it hoassedry. I just like to think of it as creative advertising. That's how I look at it. Just being creative with or being liberal with the word usage.
Yes. But so somebody's got to have an issue with what I said earlier. Nobody. I'm kind of annoyed that nobody wants to debate me.
Yeah, I think the corona has everybody all nice, man. The Den has been friendly. Everybody's been, an up and up. I wonder if people are.
I don't know. I don't know, but the Honcho, when Miss Bell calls in, when Misty calls in, they attack their white asses like a pack of hyenas. Like nobody wants to have a respect. You know what? There was one guy, Michael Bryson, I think his name was. He had a respectful debate with me, but nobody else. Somebody's got look at that racist, disgusting skinhead face on the screen right now. How could you not call in and give me a piece of your mind right now?
Oh, Vince, I'm sitting here thinking Michael Russell talking about Vince. Okay, Vince, that's what it was talking about.
I'm sitting here preaching racial mixing. They shot everybody for that and killed them, except for Louis Farrakhan, because he lies even though his son is married to a white woman. He's got a white grandkid, and Jewish people fund his shit, but we won't talk about that. But I'm the kind of guy you're supposed to kill and take out, because I am preaching abomination, which is the commingling of the races and the religions. So somebody's got to call in and give me some shit. Come on now.
The only thing I'm seeing is Professor Trill saying you look like a pit bull in that picture.
Thank you. I've heard it a million times, but thank you. I'll take Pitbull over, I guess, somebody else. I mean, you know what the funny thing is? I look nothing like that picture anymore. I got a full head of hair. I got a full beard. Those shades broke on me.
What made you switch up the look?
I did that. Picture's maybe like 4 or 5 months old. The weather was warm. I just did it. I think, just to see how it would look. Some people liked it, some people hated it. I really didn't care, but then I had a crew cut, like I guess the guys would understand. I had like a number 3, just all around number 3, and now I'm letting it grow out a little bit, keeping like a 2 or 3 on the side and maybe like a number 5 on top. It's just easier. You have short hair; it's easy to take care of. It's just there's no really styling and stuff like that. It was a lazy hairstyle, but a couple of the ladies were saying I looked just like John B. I was like, yeah. I was like, but usually I was shocked because usually I get Denzel Washington, but I mean I'll take John B.
Next time we have karaoke night, you're gonna have to come in with some and sing some John B for the ladies.
John B. I'm gonna come in with some Tyrone Davis. You done lied on me. Your sister done lied on me.
If she couldn't reach out and touch me, then
saw me walking out the Holiday Inn. What's that?
Yeah, if you didn't reach out and touch me, then the show wasn't me.
Me.
Yeah.
I love that song. He said something about his drawers. Oh, and the best part is when he was saying mistaken identity, he was saying must-taking identity. Like, just totally butchered the pronunciation. Must-taking identity. I was like, I love this. I love it. You know what I thought the most fucked up part of that song is? He probably made that entire song, and the motherfucker actually did cheat.
Oh, come on, blues singers and people sing like that, they're serial cheaters. They gotta do fucked up shit so they can have some more shit to sing about. They gotta unlike rappers, blues singers, they live their lyrics.
Oh shit, man. Where's Ashley at? Is she looking at my picture? I know she's turned on. By this picture.
Is Ashley still in here?
I think I saw her there earlier. I don't know about now.
She was in here earlier. She said something about pulling up and dipping and only saying hi to the lady. She's rude. She's a feminist. I don't know. Just Sarah says you look like a Russian mafia.
D Love said that he'll debate me, but you won't take his call.
D Love never calls. D Love always says stuff like that, and then doesn't ever call. So, I don't know about D Love. I mean, I'll be more than happy. I don't know if I have D Love saved in the regulars or not. Let me see.
Ask him what beef he has.
What is your beef, Mr. D Love? What is the? I think I do have D Love saved in here. What is your issue, D Love? And I'll be more than happy to dial you up, and we can have a discussion here about.
There's got to be at least one anti-Semite, at least one skinhead, one pro-black in the audience that completely disagrees with all of the stuff I was talking about this morning. One of you got to call in and represent. He said he don't got beef. He's just bored. Come on, guy.
Yeah, damn, that's what I'm saying. I already knew D-Love was on some.
You see, D-Love. That's why Honcho don't take your damn calls, man. You could have lied and said something and snuck in, but you know what? You're an honest guy. You get, you pass the test.
Fucking culture, fucking Rick and Morty. Hey, I'm fucking walking here. Oh man.
So have you had time to sit back and think over the conversation that we had and whether you're a racist or not for not dating black women? Did I change you for the better or worse in any way? Talk to me, brother.
I'm still a racist. I mean, I've accepted the fact that I'm a racist, and when it comes to the dating aspect of my decision making, I'm definitely a racist. Everything else, free range. Everything else is all good. Like I say, I probably throughout my life have associated. I don't know. if we can compare one race to others, but like I said, I probably had my association with Hispanics more than anything. But I've been, like I say, even when I think it was in kindergarten, my best friend was white. Move, probably have had Hispanic best
Oh,
friends.
you pulling that I have a white friend card?
Yeah,
That's what you just did? You
yeah,
pulled that I have a white friend card because you're not right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I got a white friend. So, somewhere, but no, but like I said, I've been very diverse as far as any associations. I like to mingle with others. I always get the, hey, you're not like the rest of them. I get that often. So, I think that stands for something. But no, but seriously, like, and everything else, I'm very interested in other cultures. I crack jokes on Asians and stuff a lot, but I actually am interested in certain aspects of Asian culture. I have a lot of high respect for Hispanics. But it's just like, so just that's what I say. I don't know. Like I said, I just don't know why the dating aspect of it, though. I'm very singular in my focus, and like I say, I'm not. I think it's because I've had some negative experiences, and I don't know. Like I don't even know it's because of that. Because even after I had some of those negative experiences, I still, dated. Between multiple races. It's just I don't know. I'm not sure when the exact change took place, but like I said, I don't know. It's just kind of what it is. Again, like I said, it's not that I don't think that there are not attractive women of other races, but. It's just like I think when I think dating, when I think long term, when I think serious relationship, I just don't see it.
Right, and that's because of the skin color and the natural hair.
Yes.
Okay, racist ass motherfucker.
Yeah. Can we just? Is it really? Can we just call it extremely prejudiced? Because, like I said, even most black women they don't fit into the category either. Because, like I say,
Well, here's the thing, though. But here's the thing. Like, if that black woman were to take off the wig, then you would give her an opportunity. So technically, underneath every black woman, well, not every black woman wears fake hair or whatever, but under every black woman's hair that does wear fake hair, she has usually, not always, some form of a quote unquote black textured hair. So so you saying I won't date a black woman because she has fake hair isn't necessarily this eliminating black women. You're eliminating her because of the hair, not because she's black.
But here's my thing. Have you ever tried to get a black woman to take her wig off?
Okay, quick story. So I have a friend who's actually listening to this stream, or at least she said she was, so she'll enjoy this, even though it's not about her. And by the way, she's a wonderful, melanated, beautiful black queen, and she's up the most high. Very wonderful woman, very open-minded. So I dated this woman. I met her in a club. This is maybe about 3 years ago. So, yes, hello. So I met her at a club. She came up to me. She's like, hey, do you want to dance? And I was like, okay. She asked me really nicely. She wasn't my type, but she asked really nicely. She had a very feminine voice into me, and I was like, you know what? I'll dance with you. You know what I mean? I'll give it a shot. We danced for 2 fucking hours in this basement club where it was 87 degrees. It was a Caribbean club, Caribbean music all night long, which is, I like that music. We were drenched when we were done, and she had on a full-blown weave. What happened was we were talking on the phone afterwards, and I'm like, look, I don't deal with weaves. I'm like, and I respect the fact that you have one, so I understand that you might be offended by me saying that. We went on one date, and at the end of the date, we were sitting in my car talking while we were eating Cold Stone ice cream, and I said to her, I'm like, you know what, if we're going to continue dating, like, I'm sorry, but I can't be doing the whole wig and weave thing. And I explained to her why. I'm like, it's an embarrassment. You should respect, who you are. How could you be proud to be black, but yet try and look white, whether you do it on purpose or not? I'm just like, if you and I were to date and have a kid in the future, are you going to tell my daughter to wear a weave? I was like, are you going to teach my daughter that she's not beautiful the way she is? I was like, I'm like, it goes so deep than me just saying I just don't like a wig because whatever. And we had a whole conversation about it. I was polite, she was polite, and she took it off. And we dated for like 6 months, and she never wore a wig, never wore extensions, never wore a weave. She wore her natural hair. And I told her, I said, you look so much more beautiful like that. Don't you feel better about yourself? And she's like, I do. She goes, I like my natural hair. I said, all right then. I was like, you got to stop with that clown shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is a white guy telling you this, that your black hair is beautiful. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on now. Like, do it for yourself, do it for your future children. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, come on now. So, so the whole point of the story is, yeah, if you come up to me wearing a wig or a weave, I'm probably not going to talk to you. But if you're really nice, I'll give you the shop. I'll let you know right away, like on the first conversation. Shit's going to change. Shit should change. But I don't like doing that because most women aren't going to change anyway. So I don't really like doing that. So that was my fucking thing with that. But my whole thing was, I've heard black people say white people stink and that we are ugly. Jen, all races say that about each other. White people say that about black people. White people say that black people. Yeah, black people say that about white people. White people say that about black people. Everybody. That's like 15-year-old. That's like high school shit that people say about each other. They say like white people stink like wet dog when they're wet. Black people stink like sour milk. I mean, those are like that's like high school shit. You know what I mean? Like that's just so dumb. But what you call it? I have a question for Ashley. So Ashley said earlier today in the live stream that, she went on dates with white guys, but she would never sleep with one. So, and in her eyes, that's not exactly racist, although she might be a racist. So let's just go with she's not a racist. So if she went to a job interview and a white person hired her and said, "I'm not racist because I gave you the job," then that white person's not racist in most people's eyes, in terms of getting the job. Am I right? Now, if that white person says, "I'm not racist because I hired you and I didn't hold you back because you're black. I'm not racist, but guess what? I hired you. I'm just never going to promote you." Is that now racism? I'll hire you because you're black. I'll give you an entry-level job because you're black, but I'll never promote you because you're black. So you'll date someone because they're white, but you'll never sleep with them because they're white. So I don't know what the point of dating them is if you're never going to sleep with them eventually. So my whole thing is like, does someone who thinks like her have the right to call out racism when she sees it, when she herself engages in racist activities and beliefs?
That is very interesting. But, there is a particular belief amongst many black people, and they feel
idiots. Idiots amongst idiots.
It's like,
yeah, idiots.
And so
idiots. That's what ignorance.
I don't think that. I think if you believe that, I believe everybody can be racist. I'm a racist. It was proven earlier that I am racist.
Yeah, there you go.
I've embraced my racism for quite some time. Now I've told people, when I'm not on live, I say some of the most racist shit. There's a lot of shit I can't say because YouTube would definitely ban it. But I love everybody. But I say a lot of racist things just because. When that fucking bitch cut in front of me at Walmart, I said a lot of fucking stereotypical racist shit. Like, I was very angry, and so see that.
But hold on, Honcho. Mm-hmm. Hold on, Honcho. Did you say it in the moment just to get under her skin and piss her off, or did you genuinely in your heart believe that about her race of people?
I said it to piss her off. Like it's.
Yeah, so that's not racist. That's not racist. If you don't genuinely believe it, that's not racist. That's just you trolling her. That's you just letting out some steam. But if you genuinely believe it in your heart or your brain, whatever you want to look at, how you want to look at it, then that would be racist. No, that wasn't racist what you did.
I was really,
maybe you got some racist tendencies in it.
Yeah, definitely got some racist tendencies. On the road, I definitely am fearful of Asian drivers. And also Mexican women who drive large SUVs. Those are my two biggest fears on the road. I will do my best not to be near them on the road if I see them.
So you're not taking driving lessons from Just Sarah then?
No, she can ride with me. She'll just have to be in the passenger side. But I cannot ride with Just Sarah. I definitely would have to drive. So I'm not sure which side of her will be doing the driving, which one of them. So she can just ride. I'll drive. She can ride shotgun. But no, like I say, definitely trying to ride up. And so that's why I say I can see certain things when people get angry because you're gonna do that. And I definitely was trying my best. It made me so much more angry, and this is something that I've done to people, and I was mad because it happened to me. Made me so much more angry because they did not respond at all. And I've done this to people because I know it pisses them off. When you kind of like laugh in somebody's face when they're getting really mad, or you don't respond at all, like you don't show any kind of reaction to it, it makes them even more angry. And it happened to me, and that's why I was a little more upset afterwards. I was like, damn, I fell for it. Like it and I don't think deliberately. I actually think she was kind of fearful of the other dude. He was kept fucking apologizing, but like it made me that much more angry. Yes, Ashley, would you like to debate, John, Miss Ashley? We haven't had a. Would you like to get on the line and prove your point? or maybe you can answer this personally, Miss Ashley. I'll be more than happy to call you up if you would like to discuss this. I've been trying to get a debate.
I love how as soon as you said that, the den number pops up in the chat. It says call the den. Perfect timing. What about M. Grace? She never calls in. Tell her to defy her mother's orders of not calling in and give a ring in.
Yeah, Grace gonna break the rules. It's 2020.
Rules are made to be broken.
Yes. I'm trying to see what I want to see Miss Ashley's response if she would like to respond to that. I'd be more than.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like argue or fight with nobody. I'm trying to have like a respectful debate about different beliefs and point of views. Ashley says she's driving home. I don't know if that means if she can get on Bluetooth. I don't know.
So do you want me to wait until you get home, or do you need me to call you, or how do you want to do that? And if you're driving while texting right now, Ashley, don't do that. Don't just stop.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Don't do that. In the meantime, there's nobody else that wants a piece of the Great White Hope.
Get your jabs.
Man, I can't even artificially start a fight in here. Like this whole phone call reeks of white entitlement. Like black people and brown people and Asian people go out of the way to avoid trouble, and here's a white guy that's purposely looking for trouble. That goes to show you, man. White entitlement is a. Whew.
Okay. Give you 10. All right. Well, this is what we're gonna do. All right. How about this? Because I wanna speak to Eastside Harold real quick. So how about this, John? I'm gonna dial y'all up here, and you and Ashley, and we're gonna have a question and answer, I guess we will. But while we're waiting on her to get that, I wanna chop it up with Mr. Eastside, because I know Mr. Eastside has some thoughts in particular. Because I was saying I want to see how people viewed who preferred to date outside the race, and I know Mr. Eastside is fond of the Latinas and snow bunnies. And so while Ashley is getting home,
snow bunnies.
We will.
Can I ask you a question? I have a Honcho, not to call you up, but I have a question for you, and I guess for Eastside Harold too. Okay, so I guess white women are called snow bunnies, I guess, because Europe is considered like a colder continent than Africa, I would guess, or North America. I'm just assuming, and white women are white. I don't know. I don't have to like do with skin color, but so is it racist or wrong or whatever to call a white woman a snow bunny versus calling a black woman a jungle bunny?
That's interesting.
Because white women are playing in the snow of Switzerland, and black women are playing in the jungle of Uganda. So, I mean, technically, maybe that might not be a bunny in the jungle. It might be more like some type of a large cat. But you know what I mean? But like,
that's what I'm thinking. Like, 'cause I'm just wondering, like, are there bunnies in the jungle? That's the first thing that actually popped into my head, as opposed to the whole, the color part of it. It's just like, are there bunnies in the jungle? So,
like, do I call it like a jungle cougar, like a jungle armadillo, like versus like a snow bunny or like a polar bear?
That's a tough. Now, I'm sure there are some jungle cougars out there. There definitely those. I don't know. That's it. What is the I guess what would be the parallel for black women? I mean, what is the term?
Well, hold on. Well, D Gamma says jungle bunny is derogatory. Snow bunny is more of an endearing term. But black people always say, as white people, we can't dictate how black people feel about things, but why is it okay for you to dictate how white people mean something? Like, when I call a black woman a jungle bunny, I'm talking about a beautiful bunny that lives in the jungle, like just a beautiful melanated bunny, beautiful fur, just a beautiful thing, you just want to pet it all the time and love it. So why can you tell me that it's wrong for me to say it, but I can't tell you that it's wrong for you to say it? I mean, you can't tell me how I feel as a white person, right? But no seriousness, I'm just curious how that works. Maybe Jungle Bunny wouldn't be the best option, but Jungle something, you know what I mean?
Is Jungle Bunny a term? I thought it was. I mean, is that a thing? Is Jungle Bunny? I mean, because I wonder where some of these things come from, right? And again, you know, I know a lot of people are going to take things a lot more personal than I take them, because the one that always got me, and this has nothing to do with with females. I'm going off on race-based terms, I guess. But was moon cricket.
What's that?
Moon cricket.
Moon cricket?
Moon cricket. This is a racial term, and
what the hell is that?
I don't know. It's a race. It's like supposed to be a derogatory term for black
For
people.
who? Black people?
For black people.
Really?
And I don't. That's something I've been wondering for quite some time. Yeah.
Is that supposed to be like because they make noise in the middle of the night or something like that, like a cricket? I don't even know. Like I never heard that before.
I'm not sure.
I have a question. What about when a woman who is not white says about a white guy that she finds cute, like, oh damn, that's a fine ass white boy right there. Well, that's a cute white boy. I like white boys. But if a non-black woman says, oh, like that's a cute black boy, like, well, you can't call me a boy. So is it wrong to call one? Because no grown man wants to be called a boy, regardless of race. And you could say there's a history of black men being called boys from the South and stuff like that. Fair enough. But no grown man wants to be called a boy. So is it okay for a black woman to say white boy when it's not okay for other races of women to say black boy? Is that hypocritical?
That's a very interesting premise there. I mean, because I've definitely heard it, and it's a term that I won't even say just women use. Because I mean, shit, you like I say, about a month or so ago, y'all know I was on my little vacation. It's been a little over a month now, thank God. But that's a term that a lot of people use. You know, oh yeah, he's a cool ass white boy or something like that. So, but I think it's interesting because, like I said, it's not even just a jail term or a female. It's just something that is used prevalently, I would say, in the black community. I'm sure I use it.
Yeah, because I had a friend of mine. I'm friends with him for like probably 10, 11 years now. You know, one day he was just like in front of a bunch of our black friends. He's like, "Oh, what up, white boy? Like, how you been?" I was like, "Oh, I've been good. How about you, black boy?" And everyone just froze, and you could caught the tension in the air. And I was like, "What? Everybody all right?" Like, I played dumb. I was like, "Oh, you guys okay?" He was like, "Doc, you can't say that." I was like, "Say what?" He's like, I was like, "Black boy?" I was like, "No, white boy, black boy. We both boys, right? We boys, right? You black, I'm white." Like, I play real, like, just. He knew I was being condescending, but. He's like, "Nah, you can't say that." I was like, "Why not?" He's like, "Well, because we've been oppressed for 400 years. I was like, suck my dick. Fuck that shit. You don't want to be called it? Don't call me it. That's it. We equal. Shut up. Let's go." You know what I mean? And he never said it again. You know, he once in a blue moon he would say it to fuck with me. He'd be like, "Let's go, white boy." And turn around, he has like this evil smile on his face, like, "I gotcha." You know, but he never really said it again. Like, so that's respect. You know what I mean? You talk to somebody and they'd say, "I feel some way. Don't do that again." You don't do it. That's respect. You know what I mean? So big up to him. But what am I doing here? Because I'm massacring the 10-minute rule again.
Yeah, we're waiting on Ashley. So like when Ashley gets in, what I'm gonna do is we'll set up a group conversation, and so we can have some interesting discussion. And then like I said, I want to tap in with Mr. Eastside here because I want to get a perspective from the other side, from someone who prefers dating outside the race as opposed to those who reject it. And I'm looking up the Moon Creek thing. So what it is, it's basically a reference to the early slave days when black people would come out and sing at night, but they would sing slave songs under the moonlight. I guess like crickets. This is what I'm seeing. Most of them saying. So yeah, but I guess another.
But I want to calm down the Dems' nerves. Then everything's gonna be okay. Miss Bell just let us know that she's gonna call in soon and tell us why that white guys get called boys and it's okay. So I just want to let everyone know that Miss Bell. God bless you, Miss Bell. I love you. I'm just fucking with you, but everything's gonna be okay, black folks. Don't worry. Miss Bell is gonna call in and white explain to you. But I love you, Miss Bell. I hope you're feeling better. All right, so am I hanging up? Are you putting me on hold? What am I doing?
Yeah. I'm gonna hang up on you, and then like I said, what I'll do is I'll call it, and then like I said, I'll just do a group call here in a second, And so then.
All right. So you're calling me in a few. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, once Ashley confirms
All right.
arrival, then I'll call both of you, and then we'll
And I just want to say that I want to say to Ashley, Eastside Harold, you, whoever else comes on the line, a respectful debate about our point of view. Let's not fucking go crazy with each other. Let's be honest. Let's put on a good, honest, good conversation for the den.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, John. All right, Mr. Eastside. Now, if you have a chance, I would like you to call in. And yes, I won't say I'm playing favorites right now, but I have some specific reasons why I want to talk to Mr. Eastside. And I was laughing the other day because I was thinking about when he called. He was talking about the Crown Black versus the Paul Masson, and say you got the nigga friends, and it was so funny because it was so relatable. All right, John, I like you, but I'm taking a picture of you. We'll put it back up when Ashley comes. Maybe Ashley will share something acceptable with us, and we can have it on each side. Okay, you on hold now? Let me see if it shows up. Sometimes it does some tomfoolery. Okay, it ain't showing up in the thing, so this is what I'm finna do. All right, it's Mr. Eastside.
Going on, brother?
Already. Man, I'm good, man. I wanted to get your perspective, because I know, like I say, you're a gentleman who fancies, additional persuasions outside of, the black race. Why is that?
First of all, give a shout out to John in New York, man, for owning up to his bed wenches through the years that he's went through, brother. If you want them, you can have them all. Take them off our hands, cause that's pretty much been our downfall. It ain't just been you guys; it's been the black women with you guys in cahoots. That's been the downfall of black men. So if that's your thing and that's your fetish, that's your get old gather for the night, bro. Have them, take them off our hands, and more power to you. But basically, what I like is the thick Latinas and the snow bunnies, and that's my preference, man. That's it's nice to look at, but then it ain't adversarial. It ain't like I gotta go to war and do battle with this motherfucker. I can be everybody know they role, you know what I'm saying? She feminine, I'm masculine. That's what it is, man. Some of these black women, man, they wanna look, so they trying to emulate what they want, man. They're rough, they tough, man. It's man, they'll slit your throat, man. It's like, oh man, they took out that hair hat, man. They looking like you, man, bro. I was listening to Ben earlier. Old boy, Professor Trill talking about I think that was you. You talking about you like Gabby Douglas or what was her name?
Yeah, the gymnast.
Man, that little motherfucker look like a 12-year-old boy, man. You take out that hair she got on, man. She all knotted up. She got muscles, but that's her genetics, though. That's just hard working. That little motherfucker look like a little 12-year. You take that head off, that motherfucker look like a little 12-year-old boy. But yeah, man, it's just I'm 38 years old, brother, and I know what I like, and I just know what's for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm out here, I'm the catch of the town or whatever, but I'm out here on my own, standing on my own 2 feet, taking care of my own. shit, man, I might as well get what I like, man. Fuck. And I ain't gonna feel bad about it, man. Like I told you the other time, man, you can't go by what your mama and your grandma said and how they feel. Shit. You gonna be mad for the rest of your life. So I'm looking for them thick Latinas that look like just Sarah. Wherever they, I might not be able to give me a just Sarah, but I'm gonna try to give me something close to it.
So, like, when did you make this realization? Like, was there a particular time that you said, "Hey, you know what? I'm done with this shit. Like, I'm finna change the game now."
Like I said before, brother, you know, I'm not perfect, and I find myself, I'll fuck up, I'll relapse, and I go back there. And you know, when I do go back there, it'll be all cool for a little bit. Then when that bullshit happened, man, oh shit. And I told myself, like, why did I do this? Why did I go back to this fuckery? And it happens every time, man. You try to give it a chance, man. It's like let's go to the conversation of strip clubs.
Okay.
Like, I like my snow bunnies and my Latinas, but when I want to go to the strip club, I'm going to the hood. I'm going there on Jensen somewhere. I'm going to motherfucking Onyx somewhere.
Yeah.
That's the type of strip club I like. It's nothing but sisters in there. But them sisters in there, I'm not trying to date them. I'm not trying to be in no relationship with them. So I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, I can't say that's all sisters, because sisters have jobs. Sisters have their shit together.
Yeah.
Sisters out here doing their thing. And sisters, you get out here, get what you want, because I find that most sisters want them a thug or a motherfucker that just got out of TDC, that's all big and swole, and hey, man, find what you want. You can, man, find what you want, because me and you ain't going to be compatible. Because I feel like we going to be together, and I'm looking at you sideways, because I feel like you trying to X me out. You trying to slit my throat on the low.
So, what's the worst experience that you would say that you had, you know, dealing with a black female?
Oh, that's a leading question, man. It's just so many motherfucking memories, man. It ain't really black people, man. It's just that it's the females, brother. It's out of them. I'm just sister ain't for me nowadays, bro. It's just not, man. It's like I'm stuck in my ways, they stuck in their ways, and
okay. So Miss Gamma say, you know, you just afraid of a strong black woman. How do you feel about that?
Strong black woman. Hey, a strong black woman is that's cool, but I don't want a strong black woman that's trying to be a man. Like, can you be feminine? Can you not curse me out? Can you be ladylike? That's what I'm looking for, man. I'm just not looking for the hood chick from over there on Homestead, man. I done dealt with that over the years. I done dealt with the ones out of Haverstock. I done dealt with the ones out of Coke Apartments. And if you from Houston, you know these apartments, and you know what I'm talking about. Don't be naive to what I'm saying. I done dealt with the ones in Third Ward, Sunnyside. And I don't want that no more. And that's 9 times out of 10. They on IG and Instagram. Yeah. And that's what I run across. And you know what I'm saying? And I can't say females approach me and shit like that, But it be certain ones that like think they done got a lick and think a nigga don't know no better. And nah, man, go on with that shit. Go on with that bullshit because find another one, man. Because if I'm gonna come out of pocket, it's gonna be for what I want.
Yeah.
And oh no. So be a strong black woman, and that's all good and gravy. But don't be stronger than me. Don't be trying to overpower me and tell me what it is, man. I just want something a little feminine, man. And am I wrong? Am I wrong for that?
Nah, man, you like what you like, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay. So let me see. So when it comes to chicks as a whole, what is an instant no-go for you? What is if you come across a chick and you are entertaining, even if it's just fucking with her, even if it's maybe a dating thing, what is something that you see and you just like, I can't go there. This ain't gonna work for me. If it can be a physical appearance, it could be personality-wise, like say some people say smoking, tattoos, various things. Like, what is an instant no or instant turn off when it comes to dealing with the opposite sex for you?
Man, tattoos, man. If she got a whole bunch of tattoos and all on her neck and all that other bullshit, I really can't fuck with you. Nothing on a serious tip, but like I said, man, I go to the black strip clubs and I have a good time. Those like strip clubs I like to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to take those type chicks. I know what it is when I go up in there and what I'm looking for, man. And it just when you blur those lines and you know what I'm saying, and you try to make shit on a regular thing, man. Them type females, man, I can't deal with them. I can't deal with the BTs, the hats, all that, man. Don't expect me to keep your hair all every other 2 weeks, man. You need to get you a bundle and shit like that, man. You better go in them little Asian stores and rob them motherfuckers for them bundles, thinking I'm gonna pay for that shit, man. Man, you see on YouTube where them motherfucking females go up in there and it be like 3 or 4 of them, and they'll just grab what they can and just run out that motherfucker, man.
Break for it.
Man, but not to change the subject, but them Asians will put hands on black women,
man, I've seen it.
Real fast.
Yeah, they tired of this shit.
Real quick. Yeah. Man, bro, you go up in there and play with them Asians, like, it's all on YouTube. They'll beat the fuck out of a black woman. They not even playing no games no more.
Yeah, they got tired of getting handled and robbed. Shit, that's how they make their money. Look, you take money out their pocket. They only gonna take that shit for so long. Shit, they doing it not only in the hair store, they doing it in the nail salons too. Shit, they tired of it. They ain't taking no shit no more.
And it was a while back ago. One of them Asians that put their hands on a black woman and he had it all on the film and shit. And them niggas like the Muslims and shit had came to the man's store, was trying to shut him out of business, and you know what I'm saying, he was out of business for a little while, but he put everything in the store like half price for all them half materials, man.
Yeah.
Man, they had a long ass line,
You know it.
a long line. This was the same motherfucker that slapped that black woman.
Yeah.
It just like he was about to go out of business. He put everything in the store like half price. Them black women, they give a fuck. That wasn't me.
You know what video I think changed my perspective a lot on it. And again, I know this ain't all women, so don't take offense to it. But what really changed my perspective was a video that came out a few years ago. I think I've mentioned it in here when they was throwing a bunch of weave away. And all right, Buck, I appreciate you coming through. And like the whole hood, I forgot where it was, but you had women, you had kids, you had niggas even jumping in the dumpster to go get all this weave, get all this free weave that had get thrown away from us. So I don't know what it was. I don't know what exactly happened. I guess somebody called, somebody told them, and the whole hood was in that bitch, jumping in this fucking dumpster. Basically, do the filth and trash to go get this fucking weave. Like,
Man, that's money, man. That's crack.
Yeah.
That's
But shit,
man.
I get it, but I'm just like, damn, you know. But that's what I'm saying, though. Yeah, you start having crackhead tendencies behind, you know, fake hair or other people say whatever, and that's when I just started looking at shit a little bit different. That's why I say, you know, when I was talking about the mental aspect of it earlier, that's why I started looking at things differently. And again, it may be biased to throw that over or generalize or generalization. Because there's some women who would never, you know, do such a thing. They may wear weave or whatever. They would never go out the trash and get it. I get that, but again, it's just the fact that so many people would. You just have to question why. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? Oh, it was smoke, damaged product. Yeah, so then that's what I'm saying. So then it's probably burnt up weed. The motherfuckers still go get that shit. Shit smells like ashtray and shit. So they still go get the motherfuckers. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay. All right.
Yeah, man. There's so many examples like that on YouTube. It's just kind of crazy. But not to change the subject, brother. But during this quarantine, whenever this quarantine, man, I feel like it's just gonna be like a little baby boom.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers just gonna start making babies, and I just hope I'm not one of them motherfuckers, brother. Because it's solely crossing my mind, man. It's like, fuck, this quarantine is going on a little bit too long. And it's like you want to call, man, I be on Instagram and shit like that, man, and you know, you get into your old ways, you start trying to talk up or something, but then you like, fuck, man, this is like, are you about to really go meet up with a female right now?
Mm.
You gotta really, like, are you gonna do that?
Yeah, man, it's
like the.
When you're restricted from certain stuff, you'll start having thoughts about things that you know ain't right, but
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you be like, fuck it, it is what it is. That's
Yeah, yeah. Jenny Smith, she said wrap it up, but shit, yeah, you wrap it up, but you ain't gonna stop you from catching the corona. And then you like halfway in, you like, shit, fuck it, you already rolling the dice.
Yeah.
Like, you already rolling the dice.
One or the other.
You know how niggas be like.
Look, if Thugger can catch it, shit, any of us can catch it, goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That was the main motherfucker on Instagram talking about man, y'all need to stop playing. Y'all need to stay in the house and all this and that. That's just kind of crazy, man. It's like, if he got it, like, man, I know I've been outside, and you know, you sure hope you don't have it, but like, goddamn, like.
Absolutely. I know I have been venturing. I've probably eaten more Asian food since people have been talking about the corona than I have in quite some time. Just for no real reason. You know, I want to prove, even though John has accused me of being a racist dater. So I wanted to prove that I'm against prejudice and I'm against racism by eating at all the Asian places I could while the corona has been in action. So
Yeah, lying. That's kind of hard to give up. But brother, since you know I done put it all the way out there, what's your preference? What you into? I know you got the show. You gotta keep things on the straight and narrow. But what's your preference? What you into?
As I stated, you know, like I say, I have an affinity for black women, and like I said, I know, you know, but there are caveats. It's not just any black woman. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So sometimes women hear that, you know, again, like I say, black women, oh, you know, see, that's what I'm talking about, a real black man. But it ain't just any black woman. So it's a small percentage, and that is natural black women. And it ain't got to be like, she ain't got to have dreads. She ain't got to necessarily have a big 60s power fro or anything like that. I like a chick. Not every woman can do it now. Not every woman can do it. But some black women can look good with a fade. It ain't made for everybody. If your head a little too round or you got a big lopsided head, it might not be for you. But some chicks can pull off. But if it's her hair, and like I say, unblemished, unaffected, unadulterated, that's my thing. Because to me, that's a sign of comfort within her own skin. And the more women I've come across like that, I've had less issues, less tension, less volatility. Like again, I don't know if it's something mental associated with. So maybe I'm using that perspective to apply. And this is not to say that there aren't chicks who wear a lot of weave that ain't cool and everything else, but the hair is primary. Everything happens to the hair is it's a wrap. So that's my thing. Like I say, as far as size factor, I can work within a solid range. I prefer a average to thicker woman than overly skinny chick. I don't really like super skinny women. That's just not my bag. And then what else? What was the other thing? It was something else. It was something else. But like I say, it's a slim thing. But again, everybody has preferences, and so my thing is like everybody has things that they like, and this is like I know I'm not everybody's bag, and I'm okay with that, so I don't get mad at it, and I shouldn't expect people to be upset with me having preferences. You know what I mean? And so that's just kind of how I look at it. But if I was to look at a group of and darker skinned women, so like to me, because you've had an influx of interracial relationships. Yellow bones used to be like a special thing. You used to go crazy over yellow bones. Yellow bones everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Red bones, yellow bones, they all everywhere. It's not that exotic thing it used to be maybe in the 90s, early 2000s, or whatever it was. They're everywhere. I don't think it was just that rare then. To me, the rarest thing that I see these days in America is a dark-skinned woman with natural hair who carries herself with confidence. Like, to me, that's rarer than anything else, because most dark-skinned women have a stigma applied to them, and again, it's a lot of it is us putting it on them, or as far as black folks doing it to ourselves, than anything else. That they have an issue being dark-skinned. That's what motherfuckers using cake soap and all this other shit. They have an issue with their hair. They have an issue with just their overall perception, and usually there are self-esteem issues attached with it. But to me, to see a confident, dark-skinned woman who carries herself well, that's all natural, it's like, to me, that's a rarity more so than anything else. So that's my bag.
I feel you. It's kind of. I think if it's more of it's an attitude, because it's all those black women. If you ain't real ratchet, and you know what I'm saying, you kind of. I don't know the words to say. You know what I'm saying. You're not from the hood, man. You really, them tendencies ain't really in you, man. That'll kind of catch somebody's eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this motherfucker, she kind of sophisticated, got a little class about herself.
Yeah.
That'll, you know what I'm saying? You kind of catch your eye, but those are rare, man.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, them women already married. Somebody already put a ring on that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing about it. And so when you do come across them, you got to appreciate what you got. But like I say, now 9 times, most women who are of that ilk do get taken off the market quickly. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh yes, Sarah. No hood bookers. That's the perfect word.
17, man. That's what I said. I'm gonna have to slide to Africa or some shit. See what I can see. I gotta be careful. There's the Rona out there now too. So I don't know.
They said I ain't gonna say it ain't out there, man. They said something like a cure something out there came from Africa, but I don't know. That's just internet bullshit. Don't nobody know what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, it is what it is. But again, like I said, I think everybody should know what it is that they like. Now, are you going to hit 100% on what it is? Probably not. The likelihood of it, you getting everything that you seek, unless you just filthy fucking rich and you buying it,
yeah.
It's unlikely. So, it is what it is. So, that's kind of what it is. D-Love, you know already put okie doke. I can't trust your okie dokes no more. You over there, you the boy that cried wolf. That's how I look at it.
D-Love is a dude?
Yes.
Or a female?
D-Love is a young gentleman.
Oh, okay. Really got a strange name, man. D-Love, man. But anyway, man, I don't judge nobody over there in the den. I'm partially new. Man, let me ask you a question. This is what the fuck I've always wanted to ask, and I've been coming to the den here and there over the years. Explain to me how pistachios work before I get off. Break that down to me before I get out of here.
Okay.
How does that all work?
Pistachios are like a stream currency. So they're using it to play the little games. We haven't been doing the games, but we still do the games here and there. But to do like the little steal, the little races, the little random games, and the little challenges and stuff like that. But it's more like clout. You know what I'm saying? So. Especially if you are newer. So if you ain't been here a long time, like you've been here a while, you've built up hours. But if you're newer or, whatever it may be, it's a way of kind of establishing some status in the den. Well, I got, a significant number of pistachios, more so than anybody else. But what I'm actually planning on doing with the pistachios is starting on the first, probably going to reset everybody's pistachios. Everybody will still have their hours. But I'm going to reset the pistachios, and basically each month, whoever at the end of the month has the most pistachios, do like a little, I wouldn't call it a giveaway, I guess, a little prize, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and we'll make it work like that. So they'll have more value starting next month. But right now they just use this clout, and people like to steal them and then punk people for them. But I think it'll be much more interesting when they actually equate to something in the physical. So.
All right, brother. Well, shit, man, I'm gonna get on out of here, man. I'm gonna catch you another time.
All right, man. Eastside, man. I appreciate you calling, man, and share your thoughts, man.
That's a bit.
All right, have a good one. All right, and then after this, we'll get to Mr. John and Miss Ashley's call. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Well, I gotta say, it's about time. It's Belle.
How are you doing this evening, Miss Bell?
Good. I'm glad to see a picture of John. Okay. Now I can see the Jersey Shore Goomba. He'll understand that.
I don't even know what that means, but if he understands, hey,
yeah, it's an Italian thing.
Okay.
A Goomba is kind of like the good-looking Italian young guys that are just kind of like gym rats.
So what you're saying is, if you were a slightly younger Belle, that you would be hollering on Mr. John there?
Oh no, I don't do Italian men.
Oh, so we're talking preferences, and then you already segued into that. Okay, so
that's not a preference. That's a prejudice.
So why are you prejudiced against Italian men?
Not particularly John. But in my experience, I've seen too much Italian privilege. Not it across the board it would be considered white male privilege, but it's privilege and the entitlement. And so it's just not my thing. I like vanilla and chocolate, but it's not necessarily dark African American or light it's just, I prefer white or black. And because I've had bad experiences with Eastern Muslim men, yeah, not my thing either. Went out on one date and ended up finding out this guy was a virgin and had never kissed anybody at the age of 30. I was like, see ya. And this is before BC, before kids and husband type of thing. And I'm just like, oh, no, not breaking them in, nope. And I've just never really had any other dating experience other than black and white. So I would call it more of a preference because of the experience.
So, what is it? Yeah, okay. I remember the question. What is the immediate no-go? So, say you're out on the dating scene, right? And you've come across or a gentleman, because usually men do the approaching. So a man says, "Hey, how are you doing?" What is an immediate thing that you see that's going to make you say, "Nope, can't do it"? What is an instant turn off? That's just something you can't accept. So smokers, okay.
Yep. Secondly, bad breath.
That's terrible.
And I know this sounds weird, but when you look at their hands, if they've got nasty fingernails and nasty hands, now, let me say this. I have no problem if a guy works hard, if they're a mechanic or, they work heavy equipment, whatever. But if you're going out, at least make it look like you've scrubbed your nails because you're going out to meet somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's never a bad thing when it's honest work. It just doesn't have to look like it's dirty work. I don't have a preference other than I've tended to date what, I don't know how to explain it more. My sister said I have a panache for pretty boys, but not necessarily feminine, but masculine.
That sounds interesting. So you like guys who are, would you say, well, metrosexual, I guess, would be kind of on the feminine side, maybe. Or,
more basketball than football. Height and length is, they don't have to be like 6'8", but I mean, I'm only 5'3".
Oh, really?
So, but I mean, my husband was 6 foot. It worked for us, so What was the den about today? I know that John went way over the 10-minute mark this morning. I wasn't in. I played catch up. It was the first time I've been able to play catch up on one of the afternoon ones.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically the same conversation we're having this evening. Just we kind of started, and so we had kind of gotten to some very interesting points, and so decided, and everybody was like, let's carry this one over to the evening time, and so we decided to kind of keep it going.
Okay, so what were the questions for today?
Basically, what was like I said, what is an instant no for you? What is your personal preference? And John, went into detail and applied the technical analysis to preference, and he said that most people don't use preference properly. Most people are actually using preference to hide their bias or their racism. So we discovered I'm racist, and then
well,
what was the last thing? It was one other thing.
Oh,
but what you got?
There's a question John asked, and I was going to answer, but I can't remember what the question is. And by the way, I am doing 100 times better now.
Oh, yes. So today you got the medicine, right?
Oh, antibiotics, Mucinex, cough syrup. Yep, you got it. We got about a bunch of things, but yeah, it's going to be all right.
Okay, good. Excellent. It's good to hear. That's very good to hear. Let me think.
Too many Bell will fall asleep. What was that all about?
Let me see. There was another question or so to actually.
Okay, tell M. Grace that the topics have changed throughout the evening, so sometimes it might start out as one thing, but throughout the evening, sometimes it changes to other things. And that's one of the reasons I like getting my call in first, so I can be over and done with everything and let everybody else figure it out, so I'm not late on the back end of it. I hate being late. That's probably one of my biggest pet peeves is being late. What's that old saying? When you're on time, you're late? Well, I grew up with that. So, but John had said something about, white women, do we like being called snow bunnies?
Oh, yeah.
The only time I'm going to say this from my own experience in life. The only fucking snow bunnies I've ever known are the ones that are on the ones that ski down the hill. I've never heard of somebody in the Hamptons or somebody in, Chicago being called a snow bunny. That's referred to as somebody that's a skier, and they usually have that town and country kind of look, Jeez.
Yeah, I would. I have definitely heard the snow bunny be applied to many white women. They ever say down here in Texas, down here in Houston, where it doesn't snow too often. So, and it's I've seen some very ghetto bunnies, and these are also Caucasian bunnies that I'm talking about. So the snow bunny, I've heard it used very, very loosely, just as a general term to apply to white women, generally white women who involve themselves with black men for the most part. So that's kind of where I
call them snow bunnies.
I mean, but either snow bunnies or and it's not even. I don't think there's a particular look that I've seen associated with. I've heard the term snow bunnies used, applied across the board, as far as applied to white women.
Okay. Wow, that was a learning experience. Okay. That's the one thing I love about this group is that no matter what angle you're coming in from, we can always learn something new. And that's really cool. Okay, I remember the question John asked about men not being referred to as being, if somebody's a man, they would never want to be called a boy anyway. Now, if I was looking at a black guy, I would say that's a fine-looking black man. Now, that's a compliment. Or if he was a fine-looking white guy, I would probably say the same thing. But I wouldn't call them a boy if they're over the age of 21. And at my age, it would be disrespectful anyway. But as far as white women go, I know personally, the only one I've ever called boy is my son because he's my child.
Yeah.
But I've never done that with anybody else, although I don't own whatever anybody else does. I just own what I say and do. But
yeah, I agree that the boy thing is interesting because you can apply that too. I've seen there's a common phrase or common phrases boy stop or boy please that women or again I don't know if it's just a black thing or a cultural thing that they use to refer to men in different exchanges. Usually in a goofy manner, not like a condescending way. So outside of that,
in my experience, I've seen it more in the black culture than I've ever seen it in the white culture. And it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It's just that my experience of seeing it is more in the African American culture than white. But it doesn't mean white mamas don't say shit to their kids either. Get your little dumb ass over here. I mean that's kind of an across the board thing. But as far as if you're looking at a man, why would you put him down to being below you if you want to, maybe hook up, go out with, have a drink with, whatever? Why would you start it out on a negative trait?
That's the thing though. But I think there are some subconscious things at play when it comes to it. So so it's just it's
and I will say this, I hate stupid men.
Oh, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. Oh my God. This is super funny to me.
Why?
Because apparently the social media manager job for the Houston Texans is available, and I've been talking about how fucking shitty their social media management is, and it's just hilarious. I just saw that pop up on the fucking thing. That's fucking hilarious. I've been telling them it's so bland, it's so fucking drab, it's trash. I'm wondering if that has to do that. And that's for the Texas fans out there. I know this is completely off kilter. If y'all listen to Salt Sports, I go in very negatively on the Texans all the time. So, yeah, that's fucking funny. So that's the thing. They
I guess it is, since I'm not familiar with that. But that's okay. You needed to go there. We're all right.
I had to
you had your moment. Now back to me. No, my point was I don't like stupid men. And that's one of the really great things is that the people in the group, all of them bring good intellect for the most part to the conversations, to the chat rooms, to everything, and that is the really cool part of this group. You know? But yeah, stupid people just piss me off. So, but anyway, I'm kind of glad that I'm here, but, you know, Misty's probably working for the fact that she's what they consider, what do they call it, frontline personnel from her working in nursing.
Yeah, essential.
I will say that. Yep, I will say this. My son came home tonight, and he has paperwork because the tree company he works for is a sub-corporation for one of the energy companies in the area, and they have to have paperwork to be able to get out on the road to do any kind of work now.
Yeah, that's great.
How do I explain that? The tree companies, like, they're dealing with, like, energy power companies, electric companies, Duke Power, that kind of thing. Anybody who's, like, a subcontractor to the electrical companies, they all have to have paperwork to actually legitimately be on the road now in North Carolina. And our kids are out until April 15th. And also the kids in Florida, most of them are out for the year, for the rest of the year. So I had to come back to that because these are things that I've picked up for today. But yeah, just, you know, are we ever going to, what's going to be our new normal?
Yeah, it's the bar has shifted, and that's what I say. I'm just waiting to see once everything clears, you know, how far have things gone? is the digital dollar coming? You know, it's a lot of stuff that is going to happen. I just, like I say, want to take a break today from really getting too much into the road. I know everybody's just kind of, you know, their whole lives have been permeated by, you know, the corona talk and everything that's being affected and impacted. So just trying to provide a little bit of an outlet, a little bit of escape. But I'm sure we'll be back talking about it tomorrow or very soon, because it's just,
yeah.
It's everywhere.
I just want to,
topic.
I just wanted to throw a few things out there because they are starting to make people have paperwork to be out on the road, at least in North Carolina.
Yeah, they're doing it out here too. But I think everybody's been like, fuck them and their paperwork. I've seen all kind of people out and about everywhere, not giving too many of a shit. So I took a little stroll today, because everybody's been fucking walking, and I've seen more people fucking walking and with their families and just doing shit than I have in a long fucking time. And I don't think nobody, let me not say I don't think anybody gives a shit, but I don't think, I think people are maybe looking at it like, fuck it, you know, might as well enjoy either while I'm off, or, yeah, I don't know what approach they are, but I don't think people are like panicking as much as a lot of the media is pushing it. So
I think it's a little bit in between, like you said, too. I mean, we're dealing with stress and anxiety on a daily level, and those who aren't used to being tied down or locked down into the houses, I mean, that's a real struggle for some people. You know, if you're used to being outside and on and gone all the time and you can't fly or do things that you're supposed to, things aren't always within your control. You know, one of the things that maybe in the next week or two, should we talk about what martial law is all about?
martial law actually used to be my favorite character on Tekken, but now, you know, I haven't played Tekken in years, so, you know, I don't.
And the other thing is well, the other thing too is with all this going on, are we already in a situation of not universal health care, but yeah, socialized health care? Because certain people are getting shots for the coronavirus, certain people are getting checked, and certain people aren't.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah, it's a lot of wild stuff going on. I just don't know where we are. Like I said, you know, I think over the next few days, things are really going to determine what it is. Because we've seen a spike in cases. We've seen just the numbers kind of shoot up over the last few days. Like I said, the other day I checked, it was like, you know, 2-something, and now it's at 5-something. I think earlier they said it's like 9-something as far as deaths here in America. And then, you know, a lot of people talking about they believe there was a lot of misdiagnosis and, you know, just all kind of things. So like I say, it's going to be a conversation we're going to have real soon, but it's just like, it's so everywhere. It's such a significant part of our lives right now. It's just, you know, it's just, I don't know. got to take a breather. Well, don't breathe too hard if you're too close to everybody, but it's just everywhere.
Well, let me bring it back around to this. The fact is, I mean, how are people going to date with all this stuff going on? Does that affect dating by, did you have the virus? Have you been checked out? And I mean, is that one more thing you need to add to your list of questions?
Online dating is going to, I'm guessing, I don't know, I haven't seen anything. I'm going to say online dating has a significant increase because people are going to be a bit more cautious about just walking up on somebody and then trying to holler. Some niggas ain't going to give a shit. But I think that there'll be a significant increase, and then I think that people are going to inquire a little bit more about the people that they interact with. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to impact the amount of one night stands and things like that. I mean, other people they're going to wrap it up and wear masks too, so maybe a mask and gloves and condoms. I don't know how it works. So.
People are going to get stuck on stupid if they want a piece of ass. They're going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah, this is true.
But anyway, I'm not even in that gene pool at this point. But I will say something. The older you get, the smaller the gene pool gets for decent partnership. But for a lot of reasons. All right, I'll let you go at it with John and, what was it, Isley?
Yes. I was going to sing us a song, You're Contagious. But yeah, we're going to have a good conversation. We're going to see what
I'd like to see, I am definitely going to be listening to this one. This ought to be interesting.
Yes.
John, do what you do, because I've felt your wrath and I've survived, so, Isley should be fine. All right. And that's a wrap for me, and y'all have a good night.
All right, you too, Miss Bella. I appreciate you calling in.
All right.
All right, have a good evening.
Night.
What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
This is Miss Grace. My daughter texts me like, don't you call? I'm waiting for John and Ashley to call. It's too bad. I am so sorry that I even got her hooked on the den. Now she's going to be bossing me around like I can't freaking call. You all were my people first. The hell? Shit. That's why I don't want my family and shit to know my thing. I don't want to share. I don't want to share you all. I just don't. But I wanted to stay up last night, but after finishing my project, I was dead to the world. Hunter, did you see that quilt?
Man, that's a beautiful quilt. That is a beautiful
I'm so proud of myself. And I got up in the middle of the night last night because I was trying to think of what else I wanted to do to it before I returned that Project Runway sewing machine. I did $155. I got right back.
Yeah, definitely. If you can take it back, take it back. Man, look, I'm trying to see what well, I'm not gonna say it yet, but I have a scheme to return something myself that I'm just plotting on how to do it properly. Because I felt like I got hosed out of something. But we'll talk about that another time. But yeah.
Let me tell you how I did it. I put a little mask on. This is the first time I felt so stupid. But I have small ears, so it kept sliding up to my eyes. But I said, I am going to strut up in there. Yeah, I'm returning the sewing machine. I'm going to look sickly. I'll start coughing. And I'll say, I'm elderly. Please let me return it. I got to get out of here. I don't feel good. I got the Rona. I had it all planned out, but the lady, she took it back, and a couple of other things, too. But this interracial dating thing, I don't have a problem with people doing it. I'm not one of those people that gets mad when I see people of different races together. Mm-hmm. And I think it's quite brave of people to do it, because they have to get a lot of the side eye. Yes. But I'm just not physically attracted to people outside of black men. Because I like dark-skinned men. And you could tell, I'm sure was surprised when I got into the Discord not too long ago. I said, you can tell I really like somebody when there's something I normally don't like, but I like it on that person. Yeah. That's the biggest telltale thing right there. And I've only dated like one Italian guy a couple of times. I went on a date with him, but he was like a freaking octopus. It was ridiculous. And then I dated this engineer from Denver. He was half Mexican and half some kind of white. But other than that, I stick with the black men because that's what I'm physically attracted to. And I'm glad you brought this subject up again, because even within the den, you know, some of the people act like black and white relationships don't work. We have 3 white women here in the den. We have Belle, we have Lady Licious, and we have Misty. You mean, and all of these women, not only have they been with black men, but they married them and had babies with them and stayed with these men. If that isn't true love, what is?
It's true.
You know, because some people act like it can't be true love. They got to be racist. They got to be this. That's true love. You know, so let them. You just want to see people happy.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not into that black love. You know, proud to be black, black this, black that. And the other thing, because I'm light-skinned, I remember one time someone thought that I couldn't use the word nigger because I'm light-skinned. Freak that. You know what I mean? I'm still black. I can use it when I want. And everybody on here ought to be lucky that I'm not a white woman, because if you talk that shit, I would have called here going, nigga, 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 nigga. I would have done it just to piss people off. You mean I'm light-skinned, but I'm still black.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I can say it if I want to. And really, I said I use it, and someone even said something one time because I wrote the word nigger, E-R, oh my God, E-R. No, you mean when I speak, like I said before, I say mother, father, brother, sister. But when I spell it correctly with the E-R. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You mean, but I sound differently because I'm New York John's mother.
I got a question for you, Miss Grace. You know,
yeah.
With you being lighter skinned, you know, coming up over the years, did you have issues dealing with darker skinned women, especially if it was, you know, in respect to maybe being on the dating scene or anything like that, or when it came to dealing with other men? Did you have any issues with dealing with darker skinned women?
Yes. Bullies. They're bullies. You know, there was always this jealousy thing, like they wished that they were lighter, but I was coming up wishing that I was darker. You know, and Heidi, when she says darker, darker, you know, wish I was darker. And I do go to the beach and I do tan, but I don't like to over tan because I don't want to look like a gingerbread cookie. I just want to look like I'm kissed by the sun, and that's it. You know, and I put a high SPF on my face because I don't want to get burnt, and it's unhealthy too, and it doesn't look good. You know, but yes, I've had women, because they tend to think, you know, black women, that if you're light or you're white, that means that you're diluted and you're weaker. You mean? So yes, I've had that. You know, but ain't too bad for them. I am who I am. You know what I mean? I can't help it. It's the way I was born. You know what I mean? You know, I'm a light-skinned black woman, and I like all kinds of people, but I only date within my race because that's what I'm physically attracted to. As John said, and I could call it a preference if I want to. You mean? But it's what I'm physically attracted to.
So
but,
when dealing with a man, like what's the immediate, like if a guy tried to come up and you know, interact with you or have a conversation with you, what is an immediate red flag or immediate turn off that just makes you say, nope, not going to happen, can't do it, there's absolutely no way I would even entertain dinner with this individual or a conversation or whatever it may be? What's something that's just a no-go for you?
If he lacks intelligence or he's not groomed. You mean if he doesn't take care of himself, you know, if he looks like he's 9 months pregnant, get the freak out of here. You mean, and I'm not one of those women, Honcho, that I step there and want something that's more than what I am. I keep myself in good shape. You mean, so I want a man that does the same thing. No, I don't have muscles bulging all over the place because I believe in looking like a woman. That's me. I want to still look soft but firm. You mean, so I want a man that way. I don't want a man running around looking like Stretch Armstrong. You know, with all these muscles, I don't want him to look like he works so hard at it. You know, I like it more like a natural look, but it looks like he doesn't let himself go. You know what I mean? So I'm not asking for any more than what I offer. You know, and I think that's fair. You know, but don't be out of shape. Don't have bad breath. Don't have bad teeth. I like nice teeth, and everybody knows that I am the skincare guru. You know what I mean? I pride myself in having nice skin. Wherever I go, people always say, you have such flawless skin. You know what I mean? And I said, I really do have eczema, but no one knows it. You know what I mean? Because I take good care of my skin. Oh, and I have pretty feet, too. Someone said I had feet like a model. You know, so I like grooming. I do. I like grooming. And I like intelligent men. And I like men, they don't have to be rich, but I like them to want to make money, to like making money. And all my men, and you know, Honcho, I said, even when I was a teenage girl, you mean my men had to make some money. You mean I'm making money? You need to make some money, but they don't have to make a lot of money. I don't want some lazy, broke-ass nigga. Because I'm not a lazy, broke-ass woman. I want, Honcho, I think I just love myself. I think I'm going to jump back and kiss myself.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how the first person you should fall in love with is definitely yourself.
Yeah. But that's about it. But I'm not going to stay on this phone because my kid already texted me and said she wanted Ashley and John on that. But John's picture, I kind of figured that he would look something like that because the Italians have a certain kind of look to them. He looks like a Guido. He's adorable. He's handsome, and that face looks very cocky. And that's another thing. I like a man that can defend our honor. You know what I mean? You mean an intelligent guy, and he's got a little thuggish in him. You know what I mean? But he's an intelligent man. He wants to work hard, but he's not afraid to defend our honor. That's sharp as hell. That's hot. But I'm going to get off this phone so little Miss Ashley and little Mr. John can get on here.
Okay, well, Miss Grace, you know that I love it when you call, so I'm glad you're able to get in this evening and share your thoughts with us. So,
okay, thank you.
Have a good evening.
Yep, bye.
All right, we're going to end tonight on a very special call. Let's get this party started. Give me a second. Let me dial up our two parties this evening. Okay. Okay. Yes, I realize a lot of people have had to change their emails because of what's going down with the dilly dally. Give me 1 second. Let's call our two parties this evening. I'll kill your ears with this. Hello. This is Ashley.
Give me 5 seconds.
Okay, I'll be
I
down.
gotta.
Okay, give me just a second. I'll dial up John while you're doing your Ashley thing. We're talking here stuff. I feel like do people still do prank calls? Like, can you still do that nowadays? It should probably show up as like scam likely if you try to do that. You probably can't do those things anymore. Mr. John. All right, 1 moment. Let me make sure we bring these calls together while Ashley's doing whatever weird thing she's doing. All right, are we both here? Okay.
Good
Can you
evening.
hear me?
Yes.
Oh.
Did you say you were eating in there, Ashley?
No, I was like changing the channel.
Okay.
Kid. Anyways.
All right, so Mr. John, you had made a statement, and I'll let you reiterate it so that it can be that to make sure I don't want to put words. I don't want to paraphrase. I want to make sure it's repeated properly. I'm catching a little bit of feedback. I'm not sure if somebody has like the stream on in the background or something like that. But,
That might be me on Bluetooth. Let me pull over and take you off and see if that helps out.
Okay.
Hold on a second, guys. You still hear it?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe it doesn't seem like it.
No, it sounds like something good. Okay. So
We
you have,
good?
yeah, I think we can. Maybe I'm not hearing. I don't think I hear. Whatever it is, it's very slight. It's not so bad though. So what was the question that you proposed for Miss Ashton?
All right. So I think I heard it correctly, but I guess I'll pose it in the form of a question first to make sure. So I believe I heard her this afternoon when she called in. She said that she dated a white guy before, but she didn't sleep with him, and she would never sleep with a white guy.
I just don't think I would.
Right. So you dated him in terms of, I guess, to see if you would like each other, but it never went somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I asked Honcho earlier, which Honcho then recommended that we have a group call and pose the question to you, which is, if you're okay with not being with someone because of their race, but I guess not technically being considered racist because of that. I mean, after all, you gave it a shot, but you knew you weren't probably going to sleep with him because he was white. Would you have an issue with if a white person hired you for a job, and I mean, if they hired you for a job, then technically they're not discriminating against black people from working at that company, but then they turned around and said, yeah, I hired you, we don't discriminate against hiring black people, but we're never going to promote you because you're black. So would you have, I agree with you. So my question would be is that considered racism? Because in a sense, you gave the guy the job in terms of like dating you, but then you weren't going to sleep with him strictly because he was white, which you said many times that you don't believe in interracial dating, and those are your feelings, that's okay. So yeah, technically you kind of like hired the guy for like an entry-level job, but you were never going to promote the guy. So is it okay for you to turn around and say it's wrong for a company to do that when technically if we look at you as a corporation, you implement the same systemic racism?
No, because that's not, I didn't find it appealing enough to have sex with them.
But you said, fair enough, you have to be, fair enough, he has to be appealing enough. I give you that. Us men feel the same way about women.
And it's not even like he wasn't appealing. He was good looking or whatever, but it's just like, I didn't want that.
Right, but my issue, and that's fair enough, but my issue to you is you've specifically said on numerous times on phone calls with Honcho that you don't believe in interracial dating and that you would not sleep with a white guy. You didn't say I wouldn't sleep with a white guy who's not good looking. You specifically singled out white men by race. So I guess the question is, yes, but you've also said very, not vaguely, but very boldly, you don't believe in interracial dating, you wouldn't do it, which was a shocker to me when I heard you say today that you dated someone who was white. I was actually very pleasantly shocked when I heard that. So I guess the question is, if you agree to date a white guy, but then you won't sleep with him, and that basis of not sleeping with him is because he's white, does that differ from a company hiring you because you're black and then saying, well, we're just not going to promote you any higher because you're black? Do you see a difference in that?
No, because if I would have found him appealing, I probably would have fucked with him. It's just
so
I don't.
You live in California. Do you live in a predominantly black neighborhood, white neighborhood, mixed?
White. I mean, it's mixed.
Yeah, so I mean, how old are you now? Like 28, 30, somewhere around there?
30.
Yeah, so in 30 years, out of all the men that you've dated, you've never found one white guy that was decently appealing?
Appealing enough to date, but to have sex with no, I just haven't.
So have you had sex with black men that were maybe looking back on it, not that appealing?
My husband, he wasn't appealing to me at all. He's not now.
Excellent. But so my point is, why would you give a black man the opportunity to enter you when he's not appealing, but you would say a white man's not appealing to enough to, it just seems like, I get what you're trying to say, he has to be appealing, fair enough, but it just seems like you're putting up a bigger wall for a white man than you would for a black man. And if a company, but I get that you don't feel that way, but listen to what you're saying. You slept with a black man who you found unappealing, and then you say the reason why you haven't slept with a white guy is because you found them unappealing.
Enough to have sex with, yeah. I mean, that, it's just me trying coconut. I may think I like coconut or coconut flavored things, but I just I don't want an actual coconut.
Right, but you've said on the show that you don't want a white coconut. You said you don't believe in interracial dating. You don't, we had the whole discussion about.
Right, but that's based on my own experience of actually interracially dating. So it's it's based off of my own experience. I don't tell people I'm not interracially gay, and I don't like
you said. Right, but you've said that you don't agree with it. You personally don't like it. You've used the words you think is disgusting.
I do think it's disgusting.
Right. So, but you've done it yourself, and you said the only reason why you didn't sleep with him was because he's unappealing. But now you think it's disgusting to date interracially. So it just you're coming off.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you're personally coming off as a hypocrite. You're engaging in the same things that you say you dislike, and you have such a strong feeling again. And I'm about to take it somewhere very. What's that?
This was the old me. It was before I even got married.
What the non-race based things is the old you? What you're saying?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but as we grow older, shouldn't we grow more open-minded? I mean, look, I've dated a lot of American black women, African American, ADOS, and I've had a lot of horrible experiences. I've had a lot of horrible experiences with them. But I don't turn around and say all American black women are horrible and all American black women do this and that, because as adults we're all smart enough to know that that just wouldn't be true. So to sit here and say you think it's disgusting because you dated a couple of white guys who are unappealing to you, but you wouldn't call black men undisgusting because you probably dealt with a few unappealing black men in your life and you didn't sleep with them either because they were unappealing. But somehow interracial dating is disgusting, but intra-racing dating isn't disgusting. So what I keep trying to get back to is you're using the race as the barrier or the justification of how you feel. You would never tolerate me saying all black women or all women who named Ashley a certain way, and I could sit here and say, well, that's my experiences. And any logical person would say, well, there's no way that you dated every Ashley in the world. There's no way you dated every black woman in the world to say that. So that's just my thing. It came off it's come off in a lot of your a few of the phone calls that you talk about race, that your issue is white, not necessarily if the person's unappealing or if the person is corny or if the person is ugly or good looking.
Saying every black woman is disgusting, that's not the same thing for every person.
So every black and white interracial dating couple is disgusting, but saying not every black woman is disgusting. I'm using your words. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm just trying to point out your words.
For myself, I've never ever told an interracial couple to not date. I've never gone out of my way to break them up or even mention it.
And you don't. Okay, so are you a religious person?
I'm spiritual.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
What? Right. It means something different to everyone. But better spiritual than nothing. What religion does your spiritual, feelings revolve around?
Mainly Islam, and I grew up Mormon, so.
Okay. Well, Islam is a beautiful religion. So Allah is great, right? So here's my question to you. You grew up around Islam. I would imagine that some of Islam's philosophies were instilled in you as a kid growing up. Maybe not a lot of them, but I would say at least some of them. Would that be fair enough to say?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. How do you feel about the Prophet Muhammad marrying interracially?
That wouldn't bother me.
It wouldn't bother you. The prophet of your religion that you grew up building yourself around married a Jewish woman, and then married a Christian woman from Egypt, an Egyptian cop. That doesn't say anything to you that interracial dating is okay if the Prophet Muhammad could do it?
He's not myself. That has nothing to do with me. Him interracially dating, that has nothing to do with my own preferences.
But it's not a preference. A preference is I don't do it. A preference is I don't do it usually, but I'm open to doing it sometimes if the right situation comes along. At your older age, you just won't do it, period. So it's no longer a preference. It's like a rule for you, a law.
I guess. I mean, what's wrong with that?
What's wrong? Okay, well, I run a company, and I won't hire black people. I don't like. Look, if a different company wants to hire Honcho, they can hire him. But I'm not going to hire his black ass with his dreads and his street talk. No, sorry, I don't like black people. I'll hire a white guy who talks like that and has dreads, but I won't hire. You see how I'm saying? Like, when you say what's wrong with that?
Okay, right. Okay. I see what you're saying. However, that actually happens a lot. It's wrong to verbalize it, but it actually does happen.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So why is it wrong for me as a white business owner to say I'm not hiring any black people? I think they're disgusting, but you know what? If somebody else wants to hire them, God bless them. I'm not going to tell the next company not to hire them. Is that okay? Should that be an acceptable? Should that be the new law according to you?
But what does that have to do with me saying like? I mean, if I was a guy and I was an attractive
because you don't believe.
Like, I have to be horny in order to have sex with somebody. I can't just have sex with somebody and say like just because I just can't. Like, it doesn't work like that. If I don't
I agree with you, I agree with you, and like you said, there are handsome white guys and men of other races out there. I agree with you. You should be attracted to someone. I totally agree with you, and I think the fact that you dated that white guy or those white guys meant that there was an initial attraction, and you were dating them to see if you could build up more of an attraction. I'm not taking that away from you or saying that you were wrong in any way. That was great. I big you up for that. But my whole point is, I guess what I'm trying to say is kind of like you believe that it's great for you or not great for you, but it should be great or not great for everyone else. I don't know if it's good for the geese, it's good for the gander, kind of like plays into what we're saying, but it's like you have one set of rules for yourself and another set of rules for someone else, even if it's the same situation.
Because I don't care what other people are doing as long as it doesn't hurt me.
But you would never want. But you are hurting other people because you would never want someone to do that to you. Like if you found me attractive and you said, "Hey, let's go on a date," and I was like, "No, I'm not going on a date with you. Why not? Because you're black." Like your feelings would be like, you might say, "Okay, that's John's right to say that," but you wouldn't like it. You might feel some type of way.
Because I'm not attracted to white guys. Like that probably
But you are attracted to white guys. You just said you found white guys handsome in the past. You telling me that you've never recently seen a guy? So you've never seen.
They're attractive now. I'm not saying that I haven't seen good-looking white people. It's just that's not my preference.
But
and I don't want biracial children.
Well, why not? You're a product of a biracial family.
Because I don't.
Is your family that horrible? Is your family that horrible? I don't think so. Exactly. So where is the idea of biracial being something less than equal come from? When you, like you just said, you have a great family. They're wonderful. Where does that come from? You are living proof that that mixed family can be wonderful. So where does your dislike of having biracial kids come from?
I don't dislike it. I just don't want it for myself.
Understood.
Like,
I'm asking you why.
A million biracial children. That doesn't bother me. But if I have to,
but I'm asking. I respect that. But what I'm asking you is, you are the product of a wonderful mixed family. So where does your feelings of not wanting a biracial family come from? What is your belief system behind not wanting a biracial family? Is what I'm asking.
It's just something that I've developed. It feels natural to me. Like I don't.
It feels natural for.
Huh? Like
I'm listening. Go ahead.
It's so natural. Like just I don't. It's like I don't want that. No.
But it's like you're like you have this very strong, deep belief about certain things. And then when someone asks you, where does that belief come from? And you just say, I don't really know. I just feel that way. Like
I always use this example. Okay, so like gay guys. Like, if I see gay guys kissing, like, not that I have a problem with gay people, because I know a lot of gay people, and I'm friends with gay people, but if I see gay guys kissing, it's fucking, like, it's disgusting, and it doesn't involve me at all, because it's two men. I don't, like, that has nothing to do with me, but when I see that, I have a natural reaction to it, that I just don't like it.
And where does that come from? Does it come from because you're straight?
No, it's not.
Is it because you think that kissing should be between a man and a woman?
I don't care who kisses. It's just I don't want to see it. Like
I get that.
I don't have to see it.
I get that, Ashley. I get that you don't like what you don't like. I'm asking you, what is the root of you feeling that way? Where does that come from?
It just makes my brain scream. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I just think it's natural for me.
That's the same thing that David Duke says. That's the same thing that people say when they used to hang black people from trees. It just feels natural to me. White people are better. Like, and you would say, like, what makes you feel that way? Like, and somebody might say they're sick in the head. That would make them feel that way. Like, how could you feel so strong about something and then not be able to give like your feelings about it and say, this is where it comes from. This is why I've developed a strong rooted feeling.
But you're going to hold people hostage and make them work for free and say, oh, I don't like you? Like, that's absolutely
But
crazy.
this is not about you saying I don't like someone. This is
$3.
about you saying
I am fine
you think
with Ashley not
interracial dating is
screwing white
disgusting, that you would
men,
never date a
but the
white man,
situation
and then it
sure
kind of
does.
confuses things. You're like, oh, I did date a white guy, and I do still think white guys are attractive. I just never date them. You're all over the place.
I dated a Hispanic person too.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, you're saying one thing, but then like you're doing another, or you stop doing this, and now you think you're all over the place. Like, that's all I'm saying. And just saying, like, I know, and you could say that I don't know this, but I know that if you went in for a job and they hired you and then told you we hired you and we're okay with hiring black people, and they told you that, but we're not going to promote anyone because promoting black people would be a disgusting look for this company, you would feel some type of way about that. And you expect everyone else to be okay with you saying the same thing in a different form to white people or some other race. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is
living or whatever.
All I'm saying is
having sex or
what's
dating
that?
or building a life with somebody. If you don't see that, like, you don't like people with tattoos? Do you have to date a woman with tattoos?
Most people have tattoos, so most of the women I do have at least one, unfortunately. But you know what? It's like having a tattoo is like you're born white, you're born black, you're born mixed, you're born whatever. Like having a tattoo or smoking or not going to the gym, those are personal choices that you make in your life. And respectfully, not saying that a woman who has a tattoo has to, but she can get it removed if she wants to. My whole point, those are all choices. You know what I mean? Like, my whole thing is like, look, I'm not the biggest Bible thumper in the world by far, but my whole thing is like, I don't think that God, Allah, Jehovah, whatever you want to call him, I don't really think like, he would say, this is disgusting or I wouldn't allow, like, I just feel like we're supposed to like, treat people as individuals. You know what I mean? And I get not every person within a certain race or culture is going to be attracted to you, and that's fair enough. I think we all feel that way. But to sit here and say that I won't date an entire race of people based on their race is racist.
It's not. But are you bothered by it because I said white men or whatever?
No, the root for me is what bothers me is hypocrisy. That's really what bothers me. It's hypocrisy. When I have a conversation or a debate with someone and I ask them about deep-rooted beliefs of theirs and they just can't like say what it is. I don't know. I just feel that way. I usually take it as either A, they, for some reason they don't want to tell me the truth, or B, they just pull the belief out of their ass and they can't even rationalize why they feel that way. So that's really what it comes down to. You know what I mean?
Just how you feel strongly that everyone should be together, I think I feel just as strongly the opposite.
What's that?
I said just as strongly as you feel everyone should be together or do whatever, it should be a free-for-all. I feel just as strongly as the opposite.
I understand, but you don't see the you don't see the but you don't right. Agree, but you don't see the hypocrisy in you saying that. Is my point. You come from, as you put it, a wonderful, beautiful mixed family, but you don't want a mixed family for yourself. Now, I'm not saying you should only want a mixed family, but you completely took it out of the cards after you've acknowledged that your mixed family is wonderful and beautiful and awesome. Where is the root of your belief that you don't want a mixed family when you have nothing but good memories of a mixed family?
Because they're black people. Like, we weren't raised like that, or we're all black.
Who's black?
I don't know. They're black. My grandma's black.
Right.
Even though my great-grandfather was white, they didn't.
Okay.
They weren't raised as mixed people. They were raised as black people.
Right, and then that was a biracial child or children out of that, and one of those is either, you know, your grandparents or your grandma, granddad, or mom or dad. Somebody in your family along the line has been mixed, and it's worked out just fine, and you have a wonderful family now. Like, nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. It's like, it's hypocrisy. It's like me saying, like, I'm half black and half white, but I won't date white people. I won't date black people. It's like, why? I just won't. Well, did you have a good childhood, grow up in a biracial family? Yeah, I had a great one. So then why are you against it? I just am. Like, it just sounds like you're hiding something.
But what if you don't get? What if you're not attractive? Like, if you're not.
But you said you are. But you said you see white men that are attractive. Yeah, good look is the same thing.
No, it's not.
Somebody who's handsome, or a man who's handsome, or a woman who's pretty is attractive. They're like synonymous words. They're universally used in exchange of each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
as a man, I've never walked up to a woman and said, she's attractive. But I would never. I don't want her number. No, I wouldn't talk to her. Like, no, if you're attractive, then that means that I'm interested in getting to know you.
You don't always have to take it to that level. You can just think someone's interested.
Agreed, but you won't because he's white. That's my point. So you find him attractive, but you won't take it to that point strictly based on the fact that he's white. Nothing else. Not like, oh, he's got a bad job, or he treats women ill, or he's too short. It's just strictly he's white, so I won't let it get to that point.
Yeah, it's not even like that.
Are you currently married?
Experience, so I know just it wouldn't work. Just like
so
you, the fat guy.
Right. So you're currently married? You have a husband now?
Dating my ex-husband. Again.
Okay. So if you can look back at the most perfect, wonderful man that you had in terms of how he treated you and the fact that you found him attractive and, you know, his religious beliefs and all that stuff, and somehow he got bit by a radioactive spider and he became a white man. But he's the same fucking guy. Everything is the same, but the only difference is he's white with straight hair instead of black with curly hair. You're telling me that you're gonna divorce the guy, you're gonna break up with him, you're never gonna have sex with him? Like, it's the same fucking guy. It's just, so then why won't you date a white guy if you think that it's possible for a white guy to treat you just as great and everything as any other race of man?
Yeah, like, treating you good, like, that's all fine and dandy, but, like...
Yes.
Just the attitude is different, the swag is different, like, I just never...
But there's plenty of black guys that don't have swag and do, and there's plenty of white guys that don't have swag and do. Shit, there's Asian, Korean guys out there that got swag these days. Things have changed. Maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, that might have been the case, maybe. Maybe not, I don't know, but you can find something in every race that is like the same. You know, it might be harder to find in one race, you know, over the next, but you can find a lot of similarities. So all I'm saying is just that, like, it just reeks of hypocrisy when you are a product of all the things that you're against, and at the same time, when I ask you why you're against it, you can't formulate an answer deeper than I just naturally feel that way.
I mean, what else would I feel about it? I just don't want it for myself.
I gotcha. Well, it's been a wonderful conversation. I appreciate you taking the phone call and us keeping it respectful with each other. Is there anything that you want to add or anything? Ask me or Honcho or something?
Oh yeah, so you're Italian.
Yes. 100%. What's that?
I said, what is it true about what they say?
Ooh, they say a lot of things about Italians, good and bad. So what are you asking me?
That they're studs.
That they're what?
Stud.
Stead?
Studs. Like they're really good.
Oh, studs. You know what? Actually, every Italian man is just like every other man. Some are great, some are horrible. You got to do while you're experimenting. You got to find the right one. Look, you've slept with a few black guys in your life. Some of them were bad. Some of them couldn't get a full erection, like you said. Some of them were great.
Yeah.
Same thing with an Italian guy. Some of them are going to be great. Some of them are going to be horrible. I'd love to sit here and tell you we're all Italian stallions, and then God invented the orgasm so I would know when to stop fucking. But that's just not reality. You know what I mean? So, it's just like anything else. You got to get out of that mentality, like, is this group of people like this and that group of people like that, or is this true, is that true? Usually stereotypes have a very small percentage of truth to them and a very large percentage of bullshit. I've met black people with 2 left feet who can't dance. I've met black women who love skiing and hate the summer and love the winter. That's not the norm. I've met white women that are more into black culture than their white culture. You can't sit here and put people onto boxes. There's all different kinds of people out there, whether it's race, religion, creed, sexuality, whatever. Not every gay man and woman is flamboyant and running around with 20 piercings in their top lip. Some of them don't want anything to do with the gay lifestyle. Every group of people has differences. And the problem is that the media is so full of shit that they always push one certain agenda for each group of people that we have these images burned into our brain, and then we kind of like subconsciously believe them, but we don't have any basis to really believe it on. If you get out there and you talk to people, I'm telling you, you probably have, and if you haven't, you should. It's crazy. You're going to see somebody who has tattoos from head to toe, but they're like, I've never smoked, I never drank, I never tried weed, and I've never slept with a hooker. And then you're going to find a guy who looks like the premise clean-cut accountant, and he's like, fuck hookers all night, and I do lines of coke, and I just beat up my mom and my wife. You can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge a book by its cover. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying to you is I don't got any beef with you. I know we argued in the past, and really my argument with you is not that you necessarily feel a certain way so much. It's more like I personally don't feel that you have a basis to feel that way because as you've explained, you've had a great background with your family, and you've had some decent experiences with men of other races. I heard you earlier today. You dated a black guy who was half black and half Chinese. Unfortunately, he had a little penis. Sorry to hear that. But, just be a little more like open-minded, like you never know, man. Like, you might find what you're looking for in the most inconspicuous place, and then, you never know.
My soulmate's a white guy. Oh my God.
But you know what? There's a lot. Look, there's been plenty of black women and white men that, let's just stick with black women. There's been plenty of black women that have said, I never saw myself marrying a white guy, but this guy came along and we really just hit it. We had all the same interests, and they hit it off. And you realize that, it's corny to say, but really, like, love goes beyond. It's not just skin deep. It goes to the root. Because at the end of the day, when shit is going down and you need somebody's help or you want someone's love, it doesn't matter what race they are. It matters if they're there for you and they do the right thing by you and they look out for you and they treat you. That's what's important at the end of the day. And if that person's good looking while they're doing all that for you, that's just gravy on top. So, you know what? Maybe just, I don't know, close your eyes when you date a white guy and just try to picture, him for how he talks and how he thinks and how he, things like that instead of how he looks. I mean, I don't know. Tell the guy to go get a tan. I don't know.
A what?
A tan. Tell him to get a tan so he looks more black for you.
Oh my gosh.
But my whole thing is, again, I don't have I'm repeating myself, but I don't got any deep hatred issues for you. All I'm just saying is you're a nice person. I can tell that you're intelligent. I can tell that you have the ability to really do great things. And when you talk like this, and then on top of that, you really can't back up anything meaningful, it makes you look silly to a lot of people. And you might not care what other people think, but at the end of the day, like, as someone who's a little bit older than you, if you open up your mind a little bit and you allow more people into your life that you might be like, I don't get along with that person, or I don't have the same interest. But if you hang around enough people, you might say, like, I'm kind of starting to like this. and you build as a person. And it could help you in so many ways. It could help you with your job. It could help you with your family. It could help you with yourself. Like I said earlier, like you said, you practice Islam growing up. I deal with people who practice Islam. Wonderful people. I didn't know that a few years ago. A few years ago, I was like, that's not for me. They praise Allah, I praise God. We're two different people. But as I've gotten to know a few Pakistani women, gotten to know a few Pakistani guys with the mosque that's in my building, they're wonderful people. But the only way I did that was by getting to know more than one of them, because I've had a bad experience with a person who is Islamic from Pakistan. But I didn't let that stop me because I treat everyone as an individual. So I think, maybe you've had some issues where things that you didn't like with white guys or whatever. But just, I'm not saying go out there and only date a white guy. You have to find a white guy. Just keep in mind you might find a nice Asian guy, a nice black guy, a nice Caribbean. Who knows? That's all I'm saying is you're a nice person. You come off as sincere. You come off as smarter than you make yourself sound sometimes. All I'm saying is there's enough bullshit going on in the world. Just try and be a little bit more open-minded and nice.
Oh, I'll try.
Yeah, I feel like I just preached a sermon or something. But
Ashley's not gonna try. She's definitely not gonna try.
I can't hear you, Honcho. That damn fan's blowing in the background.
I said Ashley's definitely not gonna try.
You know what? I'm gonna put some faith. I'm gonna put some faith in her. Okay. We're gonna combine the powers of Allah, God, and Jehovah, and we're gonna pray over her, and she's gonna make us. She's gonna become the best person in the world.
Oh my gosh! Well, good talking with you, John.
Yeah, it was a pleasure speaking with you. Hopefully, we could do it again on a nicer note, on a better note. Honcho, is there anything you want to ask me, or should I just hang up with myself?
No, I appreciate the both of you for having this discussion and having it like adults. And I think this was one of the better, one of the more cordial debates that we've had in the den. So
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, but we got to get Misty back on the phone when she's done saving lives, so Ashley can rip her another asshole.
Oh man,
she's on the front lines right now.
Another record-setting bunch of bitches. So it would be very interesting to see how that turns out.
All right, Ashley. All right, Honcho. Have a good night. Thank you for taking the phone call, everybody.
All right, John. All right, Ashley. I appreciate both.
Good night. Send nudes.
All right, good night. All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Send nudes.
So terrible. Ashley's a terrible person. All right, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up, man. So we had a little extra bonus. We did a little 2 hours, but we had a little extra bonus time. And the Chinese friend can't defend him. He's got to go. But if you got Asian friends and they can't do martial arts, at the very least self-defense, you gotta go trade them in. You gotta get an upgrade. Can we get Ashley to say I just feel like man come up a little short? Oh man, y'all know Ashley. Ashley will definitely say what's on her mind. We've had some very interesting Ashley calls that you think are going one way, and then just like right before the call is over, sucker punched. So yeah, man. We're going to be in the Discord for a little bit. I'll be in the Discord a little bit after. I'm not going to stay up too much later. So we'll be in the Discord live after that, voice chat and all that good stuff. And we make sure if you don't have the link, well, the link is in the description below. Excuse me. Let's pull it up just to make it easy. I got it set up. Test. Where are you getting these things from? Where did you get that button from there, Jason? These random buttons. I put something interesting in there earlier too. Where you getting these shenanigans? Let's see. Interesting. Says midlife crisis pimp. Who throws that taco on the plumber for bootleg DVDs? Don't even ask. But here's the deal. I appreciate all of you. As I said, I'm a little bit tired. It's been a busy day. I've been doing a bunch of nonsense. So I fucks with y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all of you being so genuine, being so open, and enjoying these conversations. And I thank all of you for just being a part of this community, man. Again, y'all make it what it is. I apologize. Why? I guess it's even worse when I take the fucking headphones off. So there's that. I don't know why I just think like this is what's gonna happen. Watch. As soon as I get off of the stream, the shit's gonna cut off. It's just what's gonna happen. That's just how it works. So again, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for being in Discord. My little Bluetooth thingies here, and we'll be chopping up in there for a little while. And again, I appreciate y'all for being a part of this, man. And that being said, trying to produce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home. I'm welcoming you to the Discord to join in the conversation. Everybody's welcome except female families. Female families don't be talking about shit no way. Doing there, farting and burping and shit. That's just unladylike. With that being said, we out. I'll see y'all in the Discord. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully for noon. I won't be trying to cook all at the wrong time. So maybe it'll be at noon for a daytime deal. With that being said, it's my honor, it's my privilege, and most of all, it is sincerely my pleasure to get to chop it up with y'all, man. It's a blessing, especially with the time and things that are going on now, with people having so much going on. It's being able to entertain you guys and to be entertained by y'all. It's a beautiful thing. So I love it, man. I really appreciate y'all being a part of my life. So I thank y'all so very much.